just remembered also. I was about to go click it. That's why I paused for a second. The last session we ended with you guys talking to. Wow, I should have gone and looked up her name before I started the stream. That would have been nice, wouldn't it?
Someone.
The girl whose name you don't remember. I hope someone remembered it. Or you can ask her again if you want. Arabelle.
You guys helper. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you ended with Arabelle knocking on your door, and you answered, and we're surprised to see her. And she said, "Oh yeah, I talked to my dad. He said I can come with." So you haven't really investigated that yet. But after that, as long as she's not like a succubus to kill all you guys, you long rest and you wake up, and whatever you guys decided you were gonna do, I don't know. I'm prepared for anything, but I'm not saying what you're doing. You're saying what you're doing. But so yes, go ahead and pick your spells with whatever plan you had in mind. I have your page open, and you can memorize up to
6.
level plus int modifier, and there's no additional on that. So it's level. You get 1 per level, and if you gain an int mod, you get 1. So 6. So tell me the 6 spells that Big E has prepared. Okay, doesn't matter what order I've got. I have all the ones you know.
Okay, so level 1, I've got Chromatic Orb, so that's still going to be my... if we find out something has an elemental resistance, basically, I'm going to blast that. Or if I need to try to do it like a big hit spell. I've also got Mage Armor, because that's part of my main kit. I went ahead and kept Protection from Good and Evil. Protection from Good and Evil will protect someone... giving disadvantage to any undeads that try to attack it. So if we get an undead battle, I could use that on myself and then charge it with my sword maybe, or on someone else. I took out Absorb Elements because that seems like a cool spell, but I want to have Disguise Self since we're going to Dracula's castle.
Right. Absorb Elements is good if you're fighting like elemental creatures or wizards or something, but at the moment, there's not a whole lot that seems useful for it. But if you come up across, like, the fire quarter, it's going to be like, oh, shit, I should have kept it.
Or a trap. If it's a fire trap, know, and I'm making a dexterity saving throw or something, it's really anytime you're taking elemental damage. So,
it's a good save, but really what it is it lets you turn it back around into damage. So you'd be wasting the damage aspect of it. It would just be a cheaper heal.
Oh, as a trap.
Damage.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, dropping that, Disguise Self, I'm not necessarily...
Okay.
Excuse me. I'm not necessarily going to disguise myself as Arena and attempt to deceive Strahd, who may have True Sight, but I may use it to say, excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom, and then illusion myself to look like Strahd, and then try to see what
walk around with You can't deceive Strahd, but you might be able to deceive other people into thinking are Strahd.
Yes, very much so. Okay, that was my thought. See, I'm pivoting. I'm taking in information and I'm altering my plans. Okay, so that's it for level 1 spells. For my level 2. I've only got 2 slots, so I don't want to do a lot. So I've got Misty Step. That's my escape. I just instantly pop 30 feet anywhere, and then I can totally, and it's a bonus action, I believe, so I could totally pop a dash and get, 90 feet away. Pretty sweet. If I needed to. I can go through, windows and stuff, off of buildings. It's pretty awesome escape spell. And then Invisibility, which is one of the new ones I just scribed in my spell book. I've got Invisibility. So just so my teammates know, it's 1 hour of invisibility, and it does not go away. It is concentration. I mean, that's the thing. But it doesn't go away unless the invisible person attacks or casts a spell. So basically, EverQuest Invisibility, but EverQuest Greater Invisibility, where it doesn't wear off randomly. Total horse crap.
Oh my god!
Like how EQ invisibility should have been in the first place 20 years ago.
I bet it was. I feel like originally it was.
Yeah, that's too overpowered. Let's make it randomly. Yeah.
People are having fun with it. Wow. People are going and exploring places. Let's fucking kill them. Every time the EverQuest community would be like, wow, look, if you do this and that, like, look, you can sneak and you can get a faraway peek at some dragon that you can't fight yet. And they're like, destroy!
Pretty much.
Cannot do that. Yeah, so that's McGee's spells, so he's pretty set up.
Okay. As far as aid and mage armor, are you casting them as soon as you wake up? Are you waiting until you leave town, or are you going to wait till you get to the castle? The trip to the castle, based on whatever people have asked, is if you're traveling at a fast pace is 3 hours, a slow pace is 5 hours, and then medium in between.
Well, I think what I'll do, it seems like it's probably going to be safe, at least until we get to that creepy chariot that takes us to Strahd. So I'd like to buffer a couple hours, and I'm going to hold them for now, and then I'll let you know when I cast them. I could just wait until the first battle, but then I would, potentially waste some actions on that. So
you'd waste a single turn, and then you'd have it for
the max
duration
possible
of the
amount
day.
you'd want.
Yeah. Yes.
So
yes.
you could do it now and save one action later, or you can wait for it and save the entire duration of the spell.
Wait for it, I say.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait for it. And mage armor is for me to track, but just so you guys know that aid is +5 max hit points. Whenever Vanya casts it, you have it. When she hasn't, you don't. So technically you don't, but you don't have to update your character sheets back and forth. Just remember whether or not you have it. I actually have mine written down as 21 +5 hit points. That way I know, is it 25 or is it 21? And my current hit points or whatever is reflected.
Yeah, I did the same type of thing. It's like 41 +5.
Oh yeah. Yeah, as long as you know that what your max HP is, but also it could go down because you can use them for the full max. You're just using the full max unless for some reason you don't have aid. Vanya, aid. No aid. I have aid. Vanya has reluctantly decided that it seems like Archimedes is not getting attacked very often, and Big E can summon him and disappear him at will, so she's pretty confident that he'll be safe for the most part, and aid would be wasted on him. So she will allow you, without Lily's permission, to cast aid on someone else. So who do you want aid on? Just all 3 players?
Yeah, that probably would be the good idea, right? Yeah, let's do that.
Just leave it off of Vanya and off of the NPCs.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, because the only NPCs are not really battle NPCs. Like, we don't know about Arabelle yet, but yeah, let's just put it on the 3 of us. Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, she could put it on herself, but let's say no. Let's say put it on the 3 of us. Realistically, the 3 of us are going to be up in the face of battle while she's standing back.
Yeah. Okay, so I went ahead and statted it out to all 3 characters, and it'll only matter. I'm only going to bother changing it if for some reason you guys get in combat or lose the HP and go below 5 HP, and I go, oh wait, you don't have aid on.
Yeah.
Okay, we decided that, so whenever you want to cast them, just let me know. Were you casting aid right away, or are you doing the same thing as he is?
Yeah, we'll just hold it for now.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave the numbers up, but it won't unless it becomes relevant. Basically, as long as you don't get knocked below 5 HP in the first round of combat, I'm not bothering changing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so did anyone have any other stuff they need to do prep wise? Aravan doesn't get to choose spells. I don't think anyone has used any hit dice. Everyone should be completely full. I've reset all the spell slots. Everyone make sure you reset your spell slots. Sync up sync watches. Reset short rest. Zoe has inspiration for some reason. I don't remember why. I think it had to do something with beating the guy unconscious in the boat. But
yeah, that rings a bell because I think
I remember saying, okay, you know what? You risked everything. You could have questioned him, but you just acted in the moment and knocked him the F out, so I gave you at some point, I don't know, I have it marked on your sheet, and I know you haven't used it, so.
Yeah, and I know that I got it, and it was something like that, but now I can't remember what. Damn.
I'll go and check the things if I care, but I probably don't. Usually I would, but I'm like, I know you have it, and I know you didn't use it, so it's somewhere there.
So
And
it's
you're the only
maybe
one that
not.
has it.
It's not maybe not quite a full inspiration point since we can't remember exactly why. It's only like half inspired. It's like
No,
the
no.
Zelda quarter piece of heart.
That's the whole point of
That's
inspiration.
bullshit.
Is
Quarter pieces.
you're not gonna remember. You're not gonna remember like a year from now. Oh, remember that really cool thing I did? I should be able to re-roll this because that was inspiring. You do something cool. You mark down that was cool, but we're not gonna remember it. So let's write it down so that when next time you do something that you need, next time you need to draw on that well of coolness, we'll remember that for some reason you have it. But okay, so as long as all the pregame stuff is done, you guys can go ahead and start describing and doing whatever you want to do. I don't have anything I need to say unless you ask. Unless you have questions or say actions that I need to narrate, you guys do whatever you want, and I'm waiting for you to tell me. But the last.
Go ahead.
The last NPC input you got was Irina is super reluctant to go to the castle, but she has reluctantly decided to go with your plan, and she trusts you. And the girl has shown up, and she says, "Oh yeah, my dad let me go with you. Where are we going? What are we doing?" She actually does. I don't think you guys ever told her you're going to Strahd's castle, or if you did, she either forgot or didn't believe you. So she's appeared, told you that her dad let her go, and now she's wondering where you're going. But that was the last input you got. But she hasn't like directly asked you. You don't have to like answer her right now. She's just like, okay, I wonder where we're going in the morning.
So what time is it, and where are we in our long rest? Have we started our long rest yet? Is this the middle of it, or right before, or after?
You got to your room, and maybe like 30 minutes to an hour after you got to your room, she came knocking on your door. So you guys were still like settling down, taking your armor off, relaxing, eating, that kind of stuff. But you were retired to your rooms already. So I don't know, like 10:30, 11. It's late at night, but
Okay.
You guys started the adventuring day early, so it's pretty late for you.
Okay. So, let's see. So Biggie is gonna, respond to her and say, "Oh yeah, that's great. Come on in. Oh, well, that's so cool that your dad changed his mind. He didn't really seem like he was gonna do that."
Yeah, I was surprised too. I just told him and I asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, you can go ahead and go. That'll be cool. Be safe. Have fun."
Yeah, we're going to Strahd's castle too. We're not gonna try to kill him yet, but yeah, he invited us to dinner, so that's gonna be a hoot. Hope he's having pizza rolls.
She just kind of stares at you blankly, like looking like her jaw wants to drop, but it doesn't like physically drop. And she goes, "Oh, you were serious about that? I thought that was just like a thing you were saying to sound cool. You're actually gonna go there?"
Could I
Where's
ever
the
make a
letter?
joke?
I think Irina gave it to Biggie, and Biggie has it. I'll have to check the inventory, but it doesn't. I would assume Biggie would.
Zach, did you want to make a joke?
But my joke was, moment passed.
No, that's funny.
That's probably funnier than the joke. But dumptus.
The joke was a meta joke to begin with, and then it was no longer funny, so it was like double meta.
No, it's triple meta.
Oh, god damn it.
Biggie has all the other stuff, but it doesn't have that listed, but no one has it listed, so I'm assuming it just Biggie has it.
Yeah, so I want to show her the letter, and I'm like, no, see, look, see, because we're trying to protect, shit, what's her, Irina. We're trying to protect Irina, but Strahd invited her to his castle, and we figure that maybe if we have dinner and play nice, maybe we can get out of there and buy some time, but if we just, like, ignore him, then he might come a-knocking, and then the trailer will be rocking for all the wrong reasons.
She says she looks at the letter and is like reading it, like grimly, like intently, like what is this? And she hands it back to you, and she shakes her head and she says, "Well, you got one thing right. It would be incredibly stupid to ignore an invitation from Strahd directly, but I would say it's equally as stupid to listen to him as well, or to accept the invitation. Both choices, kind of a lose-lose situation. Both choices are stupid in their own way, but I believe that I am destined for greatness, so I am ready for whatever life throws at me, and if that just happens to be walking straight through the gates of Ravenloft, then so be it. I was meant to be here with you guys. So if that's where you're going, that's where I'm going too.
Did you know statistically in a fight, whoever strikes first wins more than loses? We have two choices: wait for Strahd to come knocking at our door, or go and knock on his and tell him about the good news.
She said, "Oh no!" She says,
"I see where this is going. I see where this is going."
She says, "I don't know if whoever wrote that adage, if it counted for vampires, but yeah, I'm sure it applies in some way."
So Biggie says, so you mentioned that you were destined for greatness. Was that did the God, I can't say gypsy. What do I know Vistani?
Yeah,
I'll say Vistani.
Vistani, yeah, you can say Vistani.
You can't say the old gypsy lady when you can.
They Vistanji'd me at that vendor over there. They totally ripped me off. What's the word? Vistagil?
Oh my God, can we start using Vistani in real life?
Man, I got Vistani.
Oh man, what a Vistani.
If anybody ever watches this, I'm gonna lose my job. I swear.
Yeah, the old gypsy lady. Did she tell you you were destined, or did you have a dream, or yeah? Biggie wants to know more about this destiny.
She says, "Well, no, I've never actually gotten to like meet Madame Eva like personally, but like I've seen her and like I've heard the stories of her readings coming true and stuff, and she didn't like give me a reading or anything, but I'm pretty good with tarot cards myself, and so I did my own reading, and every time I do it, sometimes it gives me like completely made up readings that don't make any sense at all, but sometimes it says I'm destined for greatness, and I choose to believe those readings are the correct ones. So yeah, no, I don't have like any
pretty much how it works.
I don't have any empirical evidence, but I believe it.
Awesome. Well, I'm just over here preparing my spells, and then I'm going to be getting to sleep. And by sleep, I mean trance. And when I trance, I lay down and look like I'm asleep and snore.
Nice.
And anything that you do to me won't wake me up.
Literally.
Just mentioning
But we won't get into the
anything.
details of
No details. Just anything on the table won't wake me up.
Okay, this whole you know what? Let's just erase this and start over. I'm going to be sitting in front of a court sometime on the stand, the last best desperate attempt to save myself, and this is going to be in evidence, and it's going to be played before the whole world, and they're going to win their case against me because of all the overwhelming evidence and this tape.
What do you think I'm going to be implicated
Subject C,
against
YouTube.com.
What do you think I'm going to be implicated in against McGee? What do you think, just because I'm using his face
No, I
on
just
my
meant
channel?
in court. In general, it's not about what you did to McGee. It's establishing a pattern.
Yeah, like a character reference.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
I was thinking like Big E goes missing one day, and then it's like I get a knock at the door, and then it's like, but why are you? Oh, I see. Well, okay. No, listen, it's like it's a meme. No, it's just like a meme thing, you know.
It's so much funnier that that's how you took it when I meant it in such a different way. Because that's the way that you would think I would make it, and it never even dawned on me that you'd take it that way.
Is that a painting of him on that wall? Yeah, I did it. Why are you painting pictures of a friend you haven't seen in years? God, it's hard to explain, but if you were there, you would get it. Tell that to the FBI.
Oh.
So
Demonetized.
she says, okay, well, I'm kind of tired, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep if that's okay. I don't know if you guys have an extra bed here or anything, but if not, that's okay. I brought my own blanket, and my dolly, so I'll be fine just sleeping on the floor in a corner or whatever. I'm used to it.
Is it a Blinsky doll?
I
want to ask her.
You ask her. She says,
I know her boat was a Blinsky.
is a Blinsky. You still have it.
Oh, I thought I gave it to her.
Oh yeah, you gave her the broken doll back. She says, oh yeah, do you know Blinsky?
No,
Have you been to his
I
shop?
I keep hearing lots of good stuff about him. We'll go see him eventually, after we go and see literal Satan and have dinner with him.
That's
She
our
says-
order of
she-
priorities.
She says, yeah, he's pretty good. He's the best toy maker in all of Barovia. Well, I guess technically he's the only toy maker in all of Barovia. So, I mean, beggars can't be choosers, but it's better than not having a doll.
Does he? Do
It's like
custom,
a little sackcloth doll with button eyes.
Would he do like custom orders?
Yeah, I probably.
Okay.
He's a toy maker, so he makes things from scratch. He usually just comes up with whatever random designs he thinks of, but I'm sure he would be happy to take a commission.
Does he take castings of stuff to turn into molds?
He's not a blacksmith, so probably not, and he doesn't have a 3D printer. So
Not those types of molds. Not iron. It's hard, all right, but it's not iron or steel.
No 3D printer. No, he doesn't have any plaster
he's a
molds.
toy-
No,
The veins aren't big enough. Make them bigger.
no, he mostly just hammers wood and sews cloth onto it and chisels
Okay.
vaguely face-shaped
Sorry.
faces things into
Oh,
it.
Big E wants to swing by his shop in the morning and put in an order for later. Like, it's gonna take him time,
She says-
so... Yeah.
She says, "Oh, good. Maybe he can fix my boat while we're there."
It's real quick, though, because we want to get to the devil's house.
She goes, "Yeah, of course. Can't hold up Strahd." And she says, "Okay, well, unless there's anything else that we need to talk about, which is fine if we do. I'm just saying this now so I can put it out there. I'm gonna go ahead and get to bed because it's been a long day for me, with all the getting kidnapped and almost drowning and stuff. Because it's still that same day.
Yeah, those
So
days
I'm
suck.
ready to go to sleep. But yeah, let's go. I think we should go see Blinsky in the morning. That'd be
By
cool.
the way, I don't think we have a specific time to be invited because, Big E, aren't you a wizard and don't wizards always arrive on time when they want?
Oh, yeah, WPT, Wizard People's Time.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to go to bed too. If anything attacks in the night, somebody wake me, yell, scream, whatever. But don't kill me in my sleep.
Okay.
I take off my armor and then I go to bed.
Okay. Is everyone going to sleep then?
Yep. Big
Okay.
E sleeps.
Final Fantasy in rest music. And what time are you all waking up?
Crack of dawn.
Early as you can wake up at dawn because 8 hours of sleep. That'll be like 7 in the morning. What time have we said dawn is before? I'm sure I have it written down.
6, 7 a.m., I'm sure is what you said, somewhere in there.
Yeah. You
So-
left Barovia at 8:30 a.m. last time. And I think you were pretty much leaving as early as you could. So we'll say dawn's
When
like
does-
7:30.
When does Blinsky's shop open?
Oh, she says, well, he's mostly working on crafts and things like that in the morning, so he doesn't open the shop front until like afternoon.
Oh my
But
God.
if we swing by, he might be able to. If he's there, he might let us in to like put an order in or drop my boat off. But the store might not be open till later in the afternoon.
Okay, let's plan on being at his shop at 8, so wake up at 7:30, and then pretty much pack up and head straight there.
Okay, so you do
That
that.
sounds good to me.
What?
As far as the times go, because I looked that up for my campaign. There are seasons, which means that dawn changes, and there's like equinoxes and all that crap. You know, just depending on how you do the year. However, since you guys are in Avernus, none of that matters. There's no such thing as seasons, so I just split it. So I go, okay, dawn
Oh
is
my
at
God.
6 and dusk is at 6.
Yeah.
Because basically you could just treat it as the equinox, since there's no season. So you could
Yeah,
just pick any
Kind of
time.
similar with Barovia.
Yeah, so you could just say any time that you want. AM is sunrise and PM is sunset. 7 a.m., 7 p.m.
Yeah.
I picked 6 just because I like splitting it with noon and midnight, and also it just seems like the day, dawn in hell would start at 6 a.m. I don't know why.
Oh, that is. I just mostly for consistency is I don't remember what I said last time. I like Googled what time sunset and sunset was at 8 p.m. So how long does night last? Is it 12 hours? It's not 12 hours.
Well, it's 12 hours if it's an equinox. If it's not, then it's
Okay.
going to sway one way or the other by a couple hours. So you could pretty much just pick any time
Between 7:30 and 8-ish
Yeah,
is
That's pretty
what's been
late.
established pretty much.
that's fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter as long as it's the same time for sunset. We can just assume
So-
that. But
There's also a difference between sunrise and like actual dawn, like when the sun is just starting to peek over the horizon versus when it's actually fully visible. And in Barovia, because it's always dusky and cloudy, have you ever woken up and looked out the window and gone, "Oh, it's still dark. That's weird," and you realize how
Yeah.
cloudy it is, and it's not really light. So it's kind of
And
like
you
that,
piss
where
yourself because you think it's Armageddon every single
every
time.
day you're like, "Oh shit." So it kind of like that, where maybe some days the clouds are thicker, some days the sun's brighter, different things vary, but really you don't want to be leaving any earlier than 8 because that's when it gets bright enough to ward off the evil. Before then, even though it's technically light out, the clouds still block most of the
Yeah, there you go. Because there's that evil
Something
mist
like that.
and stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
what are the safe hours? So 8 to 8. That sounds good. So
something like that.
We don't leave before 8 and don't come home after 8.
Yeah. So, yep. So you guys sleep and you wake up, and you head over to Blinsky's shop, and Arabelle shows you the way. Are you taking Vladimir with you yet? Because you're leaving the inn, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna take him with us at least until we change our mind, like about like stabling or something, like maybe at Strahd's castle. But I want Arabelle to like be able to ride on him and and stuff.
Okay. What are you doing with your wagon and/or treasure?
Are we bringing the wagon with us? And then what are we gonna do? Just park it outside Strahd's castle with all our stuff in it?
We could try and hide it behind a rock, throw a limb or two over it, something like that.
Okay, I'm good with that. Can Vladimir pull it? Does it have a thing to hook onto his saddle and shit?
A yoke?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have him pull in the wagon and Arabella just walking for now.
Okay. But the treasure you guys had already, are you just leaving it in your room? What are you doing with that? The chest, gold.
Is there is there like a secure chest at the inn type thing, or
If it's in our room locked, so it'll be safe there. Let's leave.
Oh wait, we can keep
You
our
also
same room.
you also don't have a ton left anyway. You've been spending it, so.
I mean, I want to have like some with me. and in case I need it, like spending money, but the rest will leave there. So I have 441 gold. Is that how much that we have?
Yeah, I show you have 441 gold, 150 gold of scribing components. I don't remember how much gold you got before.
Oh,
but,
I used the scribing components.
Oh, you used those, right? Okay. Oh yeah, all
Yep.
3 of them. Level 3.
Yep.
Or-
That's how I got invisibility.
Was that a level 3 spell?
No, level 2 spell, but I also got grease, which I'm not using yet.
Oh, right. Okay. So clear those out. Yeah, I mean, you have 441. I remember removing it each time you guys bought something, so I'm sure that's accurate. And if not, you found extra gold in the bottom of the chest.
It matches mine. I'm gonna leave the chest
Okay.
with 400 gold pieces in our room, tucked under our bed or whatever. And then I'm gonna carry 41 pieces in my pocket, so in case I needed to spend.
Okay, I will note that down.
And I have one copper piece too.
Okay. Did you guys want to get like food or something in the bar, just to the bar or whatever you call it? Before you leave, just get breakfast. We're not going to role play that. Just assuming you
Food,
guys...
drink, get a small mug of ale in me or two.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
you
quick breakfast.
have a quick breakfast and then head off to Blinsky's with Arabelle walking and leading the way. And the whole party's going Vladimir, everyone, Irina. So she leads you to a shop, and this cramped-looking shop has a dark entrance portico, above which hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse with a B engraved on both sides. Flanking the entrance are 2 arched, lead-framed windows. Through the dirty glass, you see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." And the door is shut, and there's a sign hanging on it that says closed. And Arabelle says, "Yeah, just like I thought. It's closed right now, but he's usually in the back tinkering on stuff pretty early, so if we knock, he might hear us and come to the door. But I wouldn't want to bug him too much. But I definitely want to drop my boat off with him so he can work on fixing it by the time we get back."
Okay, I want to cast knock on the door and blow it off its hinges, and I say, "Behold, Biggie has arrived."
You don't have knocker. I would have just said you do that. Sorry.
Ah, damn it.
You wouldn't have been
That's
able
not-
to take it back. I would have said it happened.
We're still at Blitzky's, right?
Yeah, you're
Yes,
outside
I-
Blinsky's.
Making sure we
I'm
weren't
not-
to Strahd already.
No. Yeah, you should say that for Strahd.
Oh yeah, if I had knock. Okay, I knock normally with my hand,
Okay.
and I say knock knock, spelled N-O-C-K. I say that. Knock knock.
You knock and say knock knock, and there's no response for a little bit, but after 40 or so seconds, you hear someone shuffling behind the door, and the door clicks open, and a jolly-looking, heavy-set man with scraggly hair that looks like he's been wearing a hat, and like a full goatee, and his clothes are like a jester's outfit. It's like blue and green checkers. And he answers the door and he says, "Oh yes, hello, I'm sorry, we are not open yet. We'll be opening at 12 o'clock today."
And I think Aravan should take this because we need this guy to like us because we're about to ask him for like favors and stuff. And Aravan's the charisma train, so Big E's gonna look at Big E's gonna look at Aravan and be like, "Oh, come on, dude, you got this."
I give him the finger guns and the wink to Biggie, and then I go over and go, "Mr. Blimsky, our humble little party would like to give you a nice little song, a song of appreciation."
Says, "Oh, well, we can use all the joy I'll take any joy we can get in this town. The more joy, the more happiness to be spread, the better." Says, "I'd be happy to hear your song. Would you like to come in or play it out here?"
We'd like to come in, please.
Yeah, what are we standing on the having a conversation on the doorstep? What are we, a bunch of Mormons?
Or like
Oh.
carolers or something. He's like, "Are you just gonna come, serenade me and then leave? That's fine." But he invites you in. He says, "Yes, please come in." And he opens the door and he says, "Excuse the mess. Haven't had a chance to clean up the shop yet this morning." And he opens the door and you guys look inside. It's kind of dark, but there's like a couple of candles lighting it. It looks like there's some like larger candles and stuff like that can light it when it's open, and also the natural light coming from outside lights it pretty well. It's just not super bright outside right now. So he's going by candlelight right now. There's like bits and parts of looks like toy parts like all over, just not like piles, just like you started working on something, set it down. There's also a bunch of strange looking toys around the room that kind of catch your eye, but you can't really tell what they are without getting a closer look and actually like looking at it. But they look like abnormal. They don't look like a toy you would expect to see in a children's toy shop. And you all walk in and he turns around and he says, "Yes, please serenade me." And he says, "Oh, Arabelle, are these your friends? My best customer." And Arabelle says, "Yeah, these are my friends. They asked about you, so I told them you were the best toy maker in town." He says, "Oh, thank you. I'm always happy to have new customers. The next toy you want is on the house." And she says, "Oh, well, actually, the boat that I got the other day, it got broken somehow. I dropped it. Can you fix it?" And he says, "Oh, of course. Let me see it, and I'll get to it this morning and have it ready for you when you come back." She hands him the boat, and he goes, "Oh, that's an easy fix. I'll glue that right up, and by the time you get back, the glue will be dried, and I'll sand it down and give it a nice coat of paint." And he sets it aside, and he says, Sorry to interrupt. I have to recognize my regular customers when I see them." And he says, "Now, please." He pulls up a chair and sits down, and says, "Please continue. Play your music. I'm so excited. I can't wait."
Okay. I'd like to do an enthralling performance.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a save, right?
Yes.
What kind of save is it, and what's the DC?
Let me look real quick. Wisdom save. And
All right. Oh, sorry. Did you say the DC? It'd be your spell save DC.
Yes, I'm looking. I just have like so many sheets. 12.
12. Okay. So you play your song for what is it, a minute, and he's looking. He's like bobbing his head to the music, and he's jamming and getting into it, and oh my god. And you no, I was laughing at the drawing. He's bobbing his head and he's getting into it, and at the end he claps and he goes, "Oh, very good, very good." But he does not seem to have been magically enthralled by your charms.
Nah.
He says, "Oh, that's beautiful. They should get you to play for the festival coming up tomorrow."
That would be quite the thing to do. Noticing it didn't work, I get a little nervous, and I turn to Vicky and I go, "I've done all I can do."
Biggie goes, okay, thanks. This is really important. So any help that you can give is awesome. Okay, all right, here we go. Excuse me, Mr. Blinsky. I have a custom request. Could you, if I like describe what I want you to create, could you make like a teddy bear, sort of a doll for me, like a custom doll? Like, how much would that cost?
He says, "Oh yes, absolutely. I take custom creations all the time. I'll show you my work sometime. I've got a few pieces in the house if you'd like to see, but for a custom creation like that, it would be well, I guess it depends on the complexity, but anywhere from a couple of silver pieces to maybe a gold piece. If you're talking like a perfect recreation of a person, I would probably charge a gold piece for that. But anything less complicated, yeah, that's kind of the range. But I am a simple man. I do my craft and don't ask for much other than repayment for my labor."
Okay, great. Yeah, could I put in the order now and then come pick it up later, maybe? Do you have? I don't have any like paper or anything. Do you have like some paper I could like do a quick sketch, or do you want me to just describe it? Oh, actually, I have parchment and ink. Actually, hold on. Give me just 1 second. Let me sketch it out for you.
Please tell me you're not actually wasting parchment to sketch out.
I have
Can we do it
four-
on something else, like with chalk on the pavement or something? Gravel?
I have 4 pieces of parchment. I'm erasing that. I now have 3.
Oh, you fucking moron, James.
and I'm using my ink and quill to draw on the
It's not
parchment.
consumed.
No, the ink. Yeah, the ink's not. But one of the parchments I do use. It's gonna take me about 5 minutes to draw this, so you can wait. But I'm just letting you know it's gonna take me a few minutes. I'm
In
sketching.
real life?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not actually sketching.
Okay.
Okay. Well, here, actually, what I
Has Nick seen the other channel?
here.
I thought he was
well,
making a joke about drawing. Yeah, never mind.
Here,
well,
I'll-
okay. He
I'll-
says, okay, yes, take your time. And while you start drawing it, you see from the back of the building a white. Kidding. But I got you for a second. A
white what?
Damn, he doesn't know enough about D&D to be scared at that.
No, I know just enough to have made that joke intentionally.
So from the back room, a little spider monkey wearing the clothes that are colored the same as his, and let's see. No, not wearing same clothes as him. It's a little ballerina tutu that the monkey is wearing, and this little spider monkey walks out of the back and goes, "Oh, oh, 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 oh," and he looks up at Araven, who he heard playing music, and he just stares at Araven kind of like a cat or a dog that would after you blow a dog whistle and a dog like would stare at you or whatever, kind of like that. He's like enthralled by you.
I enthralled the monkey.
And he
Oh
says,
my God.
he says, "Oh, Piccolo! Piccolo seems to have really liked your song as well. Did you, Piccolo?" And Piccolo goes, "Woo, woo, woo."
I like crouch down, and you know when you call a cat, you go
Yeah.
I'm-
Yeah.
seeing him, and I want to pet the monkey.
He it kind of waddles over to you a little bit and gets closer as you piss it, and it lets you scritch it on the top of its little head, and its eyes turn to butter and close a little bit as it kind of like loses its balance and steadies itself as you're scratching like behind its ears, and its foot kicks a little bit.
That's adorable.
He says, "Oh, Piccolo is really taking a shine to you."
Amazing.
And then the monkey gets shy and turns around and hops up on Blinsky's shoulder, and Blinsky scratches it under its chin.
Cool.
And then I'm just waiting on the 5 minutes to pass or anyone else to do anything. Blinsky's waiting.
Okay, I think I finished the drawing. Okay. I'm sending it.
Okay.
No.
So while you guys are, oh Jesus Christ, okay. While you guys are looking around and McGee's drawing, the rest of the players do see some things around the shop, because I said there's like toys and stuff, but you can't really see it unless you're like looking at it. But you've got 5 minutes to kind of look around and see what a thing is without necessarily walking around unless you want to. You see a little merry-go-round that's like a foot high, and there are figures of children on the merry-go-round that look like they're like made to go around. It's not spinning right now, but that's what it is. And the children are being chased by wolves on the merry-go-round.
What?
And they're
Actual wolves or merry-go-round?
merry-go-round wolves. There's a little toy merry-go-round, but
Okay.
instead of horses, it's got children being chased by wolves.
Okay, this is about to turn to a really, really, really bad time.
No. There's also that Aravan sees that one, and Zoe, you see a mobile of hanging bats, like a children's mobile, and the bats have strings attached to their wings so that they flap when the mobile turns around.
Cool.
You guys see those creepy looking quote unquote toys around the shop in all the mess, because there's like other stuff. There's like, piles of dolls and stuff, but in the randomness of those, you also see those two creepy toys. And okay, so Blinsky, Sonichu, I'm pretty sure that picture is drawn by the guy.
Yeah.
Somebody hasn't watched the Sonichu thing yet then.
Okay.
Did you see my joke?
Okay, I saw your joke. That's why I was saying that.
Oh wait, hold on, I didn't see your
Did
joke.
Nick see it?
Oh, that is. No, it's the other way around.
Which is what made it so
His-
much. Which made it so much funnier when Jake said, "No, I think that guy drew him himself."
Do you want to give me the 5-second explanation of that joke, or is that too long? Is that too
He
short?
had a complete mental breakdown because when they rebooted Sonic, they changed his arms from skin colored to blue,
Oh.
and he threw a shit fit for like several years, and eventually got them to change it back. So his character creation, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be yellow, like the body.
I never thought
Okay.
about Sonic's. I never thought about Sonic's arm color until he said that, and then I totally like
Yep.
Mandela effect. I'm like, wait a second, were they always tan? Yeah, Sonic Boom. Yeah, it was like the reboot a few years ago, and they kind of like changed the
Yeah.
design of the characters, like updated them, modernized them, and stuff. Dude, I wonder what he did when the new movie came out, and they had that really awful
my
looking
God.
Sonic.
Maybe
was
that's
probably
what
the one who
finally
got them to
broke
change
him
it back.
for good.
Yeah, so Biggie draws this, and it looks exactly like this, and he holds it up, and he goes, it's a character of my own invention. It's called Sonichu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon. Pokemon is another thing that I also came up with myself.
He says,
And he wants
"Oh,
a doll
yes."
of this.
He says, it looks like a very unique creation. I see the legs are different sizes, and the arms are different lengths, and the hands look like little combs instead of hands.
Oh my god!
He says-
It looks like they're melting. How did I not notice that before? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
He says,
This is what art looks like when you spend no time on it. You just draw it and you just don't care. And you just look at it and go, this is magnificent.
have you guys seen those kids' toys turned into, or kids' drawings turned into actual toys.
Yes.
I think in Matt is the one who did it. Basically that, but imagine. So he's like, yes, I think I see your vision here. I believe I could turn it into a doll. It may not be as magnificent as this drawing, but I get the general idea. So yeah, I'll take this commission. And I'll 5 silver. That doesn't look too difficult. How big were you wanting this doll?
Oh my God!
Like life size, Dakimakura.
Someone trolled Chris Chan and made him think that Seth MacFarlane was going to put Chris Chan and Sonichu into an episode of Family Guy, like as a joke, you know, because they're always ripping on pop culture. And he thought that he thought he was he actually believed that he was relevant, that he could be displayed and made fun of in Family Guy. And someone who's an actual artist drew up a mock model of Sonichu, Rosechu, and Chris Chan, and they looked like Family Guy characters. Like Sonichu looked kind of like Brian, you know, like they looked exactly like they belonged in the show. And he was like actually kind of excited about it because he loves Family Guy, but he's like, oh, those characters don't look right. Here, I redrew them the way they should look in Family Guy, and they basically look the same, you know, and it's terrible. And I was like, Deanna, imagine that he had the power. Imagine that it was like Homer in that episode where he got to design a car for his brother on The Simpsons, and he made this horrible car, and it bankrupted the business. It'd be like that. Seth MacFarlane is like, now you guys listen, whatever this man says, you're gonna make exactly. So like everything else is normal, but then Sonichu comes on the screen and it's like this, but it's perfectly animated. It's like, hey guys, and it's Chris Chan, so like doing the voice. So the rest of the show is perfectly professional, but just that one element is so incredibly out of place. Oh my God, that would be fantastic.
That would have been all.
Apparently he actually was in Family Guy a couple of times. There's like multiple episodes that have him present. He's a character.
What? No.
What?
Literally, I'd Googled it, and there's literally like a list of episode appearances.
He's probably been in the background and stuff, but I guarantee they ain't giving him speaking lines.
True.
Oh my! Oh, he's in
That's fucking hilarious.
The Family Guy wiki. Oh my God! They actually put him in there after that. Okay, you know what? This is ridiculous. I'm totally watching
anyway,
episodes later.
You have to at least to find the parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, he takes your commission. He says he'll charge you 5 silver for it, but you don't have to pay him up front. You can wait until you see if you're happy with the product. But that's what he would estimate materials and labor to cost.
Okay, and how much was that again? And how many silver?
5 silver. But you don't have to write it down because he's not charging you yet.
Yep, that sounds great. Big E accepts the offer, and he looks forward to his Sonichu doll.
He says, okay, well, great. Well, I'll work on this boat and the doll, and the boat should be done by tomorrow afternoon, but the doll might take a little bit longer. Maybe I'll probably get it. I'm doing a lot of work for the festival right now, but I'll probably be able to work on it afterwards and get it done probably quickly. After that, I don't have any other orders or anything going on right now, so if that sounds good, then that'll work.
Yep, sounds good to us, I think. Are we done? Do we want to look around the shop anymore, or do you guys... Big E just wanted to get his doll commission, so...
He does say, he says, now, I hate to rush you out of the shop, but I do have some things I'm working on before the shop opens this afternoon, so you're more than welcome to come back when it opens, but unless there's any more specific business you have, I do need to get back to work. So, rather than...
of course.
She says, the girl,
Arabelle,
thank you. She says, oh yes, we'll come back, and I'll come back for the toy after we get back. We're going to Strahd's castle. And he goes, what?
No, I'm making like cutting motions on my neck, like don't.
She goes, yeah, we're going to dinner with Strahd. These people were invited. They got a letter and everything. Isn't that so cool? He says, That's very interesting for someone to willingly walk into that place, but you know, if you're going there already, I consider myself a student of a great inventor and toy maker named Fritz von Weirg, and I have heard rumors that his greatest invention is in Castle Ravenloft. It is a man, but it's clockwork, and it's alive. A living clockwork man made by
Clockwork Man.
made by my
Is it a sex doll?
he
Is it
says
orange?
he looks at you, sweaty, and licks his lips, and he says, "Not yet, but."
Anything's
He
a,
says,
I love Blizzard's
anything's a
mini
sex
favorite
toy if
character.
you try hard enough.
he says it's not at the moment, but if you would be so kind, without any other indication or information, he says, if you happen to go there and see it, if you happen to find the clockwork masterpiece, and would be so kind as to deliver it to me, then I will make your toy and any other toy any of you would like for free of charge.
How
Biggie's jaw
sophisticated is
drops.
this Clockwork Man?
What?
How sophisticated is this Clockwork Man?
He says, well, I've only heard rumors. I haven't actually seen the thing, so it could be a cuckoo clock, or it could be a living, functioning automaton. But I'm hoping the latter. I mean, you'll probably know it when you see it. Yes, I'm willing to exchange any toy you would like that I can possibly make the gear horse. Oh Jesus! He says business has not been so good lately, so unfortunately I can't offer you gold. I mean, if you want, the monkey seems to have taken a liking to you. So if a toy offer is not good enough, I would also be willing to part with Piccolo. If you would like him. I don't have a great attachment to him. I've only gotten him recently, and we've become good friends, but it's a lot of work to take care of a monkey and run a toy shop at the same time, so I'm not trying to pawn him off or anything, but if you would like him as a reward, I'm more than happy to welcome
Oh my god.
welcome him to you, or you're more than welcome to. Anyway, he says, yes, but don't go out of your way to do that. But if you happen to see it while you're there, it's not often that people willingly go into that place and make it known that that's what they're doing. But yeah. If you happen to be there, he says. But anyway, yeah. So you best be going. It's a long trek from here to there, and you want to get there before sundown. So. I'll let you go.
Okay.
Was there
well,
anything else you guys were
thanks.
saying before I said that?
Anyone else? Biggie has something.
Oh, someone said that should we look around the shop, and I was kind of like hustling you out, but no one else. Okay, Biggie, what was you gonna say?
Jake, can you ask Mom to come pick up Noah?
Yes, I'll be right back. I was gonna
Thanks.
get up in a minute anyway.
Thank you. Oh my
Actually,
God,
do you guys want to take a short break?
Yeah, sure.
We've only been playing like an hour, but we can just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Were you gonna
let's
say
do
something though?
Let's do a 5-minute break. I was just gonna tell Zach that I looked it up, and yeah, there's literally 4 episodes. So Chris Chan actually finally got to the point where Family Guy realized what was going on, and they made a couple of passing references just to shit on him.
Yeah,
It
he's
would've
not
been-
actually a character, just background.
I'm watching all 4 of these episodes tonight,
God.
Zach. I'm sending it to you, Zach. Here's
And
the
I'll
link.
bet you that they're episodes that we saw and we never caught. It's something you either get
Yeah.
the joke or you don't. We didn't.
You just thought
Yeah,
it was
and
some
there's-
nerd in the background of the show.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so much of that in Family Guy. If you don't get a joke, it's just move on.
Yep.
I'm gonna mute
Anyway,
my
I'll
mic and
make-
AFK. I can hear you when you guys
Yep,
are back
same.
though, so just let me know.
Okay, I'll just be 5 minutes, but yeah, I'll be back in 5.
Okay.
Alright, I am back, and Mom is going to get him. Okay. We'll wait for Zach. He's probably went to smoke or something. Holy shit! I need to watch this. I need to watch this episode too. Did you have the episode links, or did you just link him to the wiki?
I just linked to the wiki, but I saw the episode names. I was just gonna pull it up on Hulu later.
Okay.
What are you looking at?
The episode. I'm not gonna tell you. It's a spoiler from one of the episodes.
I'm reading it. I mean, there's 4 different
No,
ones.
don't spoil it.
Oh my god.
I'm back.
Oh my god, he actually gets to talk to Meg. That's ridiculous. Disgusted, Meg
Holy
rejected
crap.
him. Yeah, Meg rejects him and says that even she was above him. I'm so glad. That makes sense. I'm like, how have they not done anything? Like, you know, just something just to shit on him and be like, you're not good enough for our show. But 4 times, okay. So yeah. He also there's also an episode where he tried to sue the Griffin family for making fun of him. So yeah.
Oh wait, is that an episode of Family Guy or an episode of his show?
No, Family
His
Guy. It's called
documentary.
Quagmire.
Oh, okay.
Quagmire Sexual Misconduct Not on Tape. And there's like, I guess probably a scene in it or something. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna find episodes, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. I just want the one.
Well,
Is it
I
even
mean,
a real episode?
They probably have a clip on YouTube, but you don't have Hulu?
No.
Get Hulu. It's got shows.
I might have it with Spectrum. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Anyway, okay. So, was there anything else before you guys leave Blinsky's shop, and or anything before you leave Valaki?
Nope. So I think we're set. I mean, unless someone else won't need to do anything. Big E is ready to set off towards the Castle Strahd.
All right. So you guys leave, walk through the gates of town, and there's one guard on duty, and he gives you the regular "be back before dark" speech. Gates will close at 8, and you set off. You start walking, and what kind of pace are you going at?
Just normal.
Okay.
Okay.
So you walk at a normal pace. Let me scroll to the map. And you walk along the old Svalage Road to the east, back the way you came. And it's forested for a long ways. And you walk through the forest, and it seems eerily quiet, like even quieter than before. Although it was almost nighttime when you came, so maybe it's just more active at night. But it seems very quiet, like there's nothing rustling or anything like that. And you're about 5 minutes out of town when you realize that this way you're walking, the path to get there goes back past the windmill.
Oh yeah.
So you could still do that, or you could cut across the field like you did last time. So you're not walking. In this case, it's not to break a trail. It's just so you're not walking directly in front of the windmill. Or if you're, careful and quiet enough, it's not like you have to walk up to the windmill. It's up a road. So you're probably fine. But I wanted to warn you just in case.
I was gonna say, are they waiting for us at the windmill or something?
I mean, they're probably not going to be happy if you go back there and say, "Hey, we're back." But I mean, it's not like they're a portal turret waiting to just kill you as soon as you walk back. It's been a couple days.
How far, if we cut across the gap, so that I'm looking at a map, if we cut across the gap, so that we don't actually pass in front of the windmill. How far is that, and what's the risk?
And wasn't it uphill this way?
It's not necessarily up a hill, but the terrain is hilly. It's like there's elevation changes. You're talking about the very first, like the biggest gap, like the widest you can go to just like connect the road.
Yeah.
If you cross that gap at a normal pace, I'd probably say, we'll just round and say add 30 minutes onto the travel time. But I'm not gonna make you do any overland checks or anything like that, like you did last time with all the crap. Because you were like in a chase then, or at least you thought you were. This would just be you're going at a casual pace. You're just trying to take a different route.
Did we cut across last time?
Yo, we went through the woods. I was scraping branches behind me.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do that again. We're just gonna cut. I mean, you know, maybe on the way back, but we just follow the path. But on the way there, I don't want to get hung up at that windmill. So let's just so right where it curves, and you could just like go straight south, and then it joins back up at the road. Because I feel like there's not really a risk of us getting lost, because as long as we're hitting straight south, we're gonna hit the road, and then we know to turn left. So, because that would be the thing, is I just don't want to wander through the wilderness and get turned around and we, you know, lose the path. So we just want to head straight south and try to connect up with the path, and then head towards Castle Ravenloft.
Okay. So, yep, I mean, other than that, there's not really any points of interest you're going to be missing or going towards or whatever. So, you do that. You continue walking as you're thinking about how you're going to handle that, and you come up to the point where you need to decide, and unless anyone has any outright disagreement, you all start trekking through the woods. Not the woods, but like the overgrowth, like the hills and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Arabelle is riding on Vladimir, I'm assuming, now that you guys are traveling, right?
Yes.
Okay, so she's like the grass and stuff is like hitting her legs, and she's like picking up her legs, is like tickling and poking and stuff, and she's like complaining, but like not like outright complaining, just like quiet complaining, like, oh, I wasn't expecting this, but whatever. And you cut across and you make it to the road on the other side. When you get to a high point on the hill, you kind of see the windmill way off in the distance, and it's not burned to the ground or anything crazy like that. It's still there. And you get across and you make it back to the road. And
Hooray!
So yeah, you made it through the wilderness with just a little bit of time loss, and you continue towards the east, where you approach the giant gate with the headless statues, and it is shut from a distance. You exit the little bit of woods that's right before it, and you come out of the woods and see it in the opening, and the gate is shut from a distance. See.
Okay, so Biggie wants to sneak up to the gate and see if he can open it.
As your group approaches the gate, it swings open away from.
As I approach it, it just swings open.
Yeah, it automatically opens.
Oh, dang. I didn't even catch
Okay.
that at first.
Pretty creepy. Okay, Biggie is gonna scramble back to his to the party and be like, "Oh, gates are open."
All right. Well, I vote we all go ahead with letting Biggie lead, and we'll be right behind you.
Yeah, thanks. So Biggie is going to lead the party and pass through the gates of Barovia.
Right after he does that, can I shut the gates behind him?
I mean, they're gigantic rusty iron gates,
Yeah.
so if you want to like try and grab it and shut it, you can.
No, not seriously. I just wanted to, like threaten like I was going to scare Biggie.
You're like, oh.
I'm gonna shut it.
Well, after you're done with that joke and you guys continue walking forward, the gate's shut behind you. So,
Oh.
just like last time, it's the same gate. It seems to be on a mechanism like a. Could you imagine like someone from like medieval times who walks to a grocery store and they're like, "Oh, this sorceress door opened automatically," or they don't even know that word. And then after they walk through, it shuts, and they're like, "I'm trapped. Let me out!" And then it opens again, and they're like, "Oh, you fooled me." Bing bong. Yeah, there's a giant gargoyle statue on top of the
Yep.
gates. So you remember that right before you passed through this gate last time is when you saw the black carriage that was ominous for you. And
Yes.
as you get towards the fork in the road that leads towards Barovia and the castle Ravenloft, you see that the carriage is still there. So, let's see. Parked at the fork in the road, pointed east, and you guys are coming from the west, is a large black carriage drawn by 2 black horses. The horses snort puffs of steamy breath into the chill morning air. The side door of the carriage swings open silently as you approach. And there now, well, I guess there was before, there is a little cart on the back that looks like it's big enough to fit a horse.
Okay, so we're going to load Vladimir into the cart, and Vanya is going to offer him some treats and, you know, talk to him and calm him down. Big E is going to go shotgun, and he's going to jump up into... So is the driver's seat empty? Is there anyone in it?
So yeah, there's
It's gonna be hilarious whether there is or isn't.
there is not anyone driving it. I'm just trying to figure out how to describe what it like. So it's a carriage. It's a carriage on the back where you like climb in and stuff. But yeah, the front would be where like the driver sits, and no, there's no driver. There's room for 8 people inside the carriage. It's a pretty big, nice, roomy carriage. But the driver's spot would technically be open. Driver and shotgun are both open.
Okay, so Big E
God.
wants to jump up into the driver's seat and ride there, because he's cool.
Okay, you climb up in there and sit there.
I go ahead and climb in the carriage, and I help pull up Annabelle into the carriage too.
Okay, you help Arabelle up, and it is pretty high steps, so she thanks you as you help her in, and she says, "Oh, this is a little creepier than I thought." And Irina says, "Yeah, you have no idea." And
But
you
there
all
was a
pack
prophecy.
in.
They're supposed to help us.
Says, "Yeah, I didn't see this in my reading, but I'm sure it's no challenge." And you all pack into the carriage, and has everyone packed into the carriage yet?
Oh, I technically haven't, so I am gonna go in the carriage.
I'm just
Like-
making sure everyone is chosen. So as soon as the last person's in and the door is shut, the carriage jolts into action, and the horses start walking, not running, but like they're going at it like as fast as a carriage would normally go. And it took you about, let's get the timing pulled up. Do a little bit of fast traveling. It took you about 2.5 hours to get here. Let me write that down. So you get to the carriage. It's about 10:30. You've been traveling for about 2.5 hours, and the carriage throttles you forward towards the east, and it's chugging along, and after that one. After another 45 minutes to an hour, it comes to an abrupt halt, and the door flings open. So it's about 11, 15. So it's almost noon, getting there, and you have arrived wherever it has taken you, and the door swings open.
I want to be the first to step out. Strahd, here we are, Strahd.
Oh, I'm sorry. Of course, this text wouldn't be in the actual carriage section. It's in the section after you already arrive. So I'll read this. But yeah, you jump out and start singing or whatever.
Oh, they're not. We don't get a surprise round now.
Roll and one
after-
second.
I'm pretty sure that we weren't going to get one. He knew we were coming.
He invited you. After winding through the forest and craggy mountain peaks, the road takes a sudden turn to the east, and the startling, awesome presence of Castle Ravenloft towers before you. The carriage comes to a dead stop between twin turrets of stone, broken from years of exposure. Beyond these guard towers is the precipice of a 50-foot wide, fog-filled chasm that disappears into unknown depth. A lowered drawbridge of old, shored-up wooden beams stretches across the chasm between you and the archway to the courtyard. The chains of the drawbridge creak in the wind, their rust-eaten iron straining under the weight. From atop the high walls, stone gargoyles stare out at you from their hollow eye sockets and grin hideously. A rotting wooden portcullis, green with growth, hangs above the entry tunnel. Beyond this location, the main doors of Ravenloft stand open. A rich, warm light spills from within, flooding the courtyard. Torches flutter sadly in sconces on both sides of the open door. And that kind of just tosses you in. So you can open table plop, because that's kind of right where you are at in table plop.
Oh shit. Oh god.
They're like, it's like, you hop in the carriage takes you up there, and then you're there, and here's the castle. I thought it dropped you off and made you walk up, but nope, that's where you are.
I don't have, on the Curse of Strahd, I don't have any scenes.
I have not populated it yet, but
Okay,
it should appear in just a second. I just clicked it, you might have to refresh.
I'm used to usually seeing some of the older ones up there, so.
Yeah, I have them all hidden.
Okay.
Oh, and then one more thing here. Yeah, I'll just snip the whole screen. Go. All right, Discord. Because I can't upload more into table plop. Discord images. This is what you see as you approach. And just as you step out of the carriage, a lightning bolt crackles and strikes, and a light drizzle of rain starts to pour as you step out of the carriage in front of the castle.
Chris Chan. Oh, you didn't send that image.
Nope. Yeah, I sent an image I tagged here. No, Castle Ravenloft, the place that the entire campaign and setting is named after, is Strahd's castle.
I
yeah.
feel so incredibly stupid. I thought that it was going to be like a smaller, like castle off to the side or something. We had to, like it's just not the same place. I
Nope,
feel
it's
so
the
dumb.
it's the giant imposing castle in the center of the entire demiplane, ruled by the vampire overlord who controls the entire plane. He invited you to dinner. Go say hi.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only person in history to make that mix-up on this campaign.
I wouldn't say the only person,
Yeah, let me
but
guess, Christian.
maybe Christian.
Oh my god.
I know. I don't think Christian would even be able to
Oh,
play in
yeah,
this campaign. So you're ahead of him. He would have
Not
died in the
mine.
death house and been complaining about it because Sonichu wasn't overpowered enough. So yeah, if everyone's in table plop, you can arrange your characters how you'd like. I'm gonna give control of the NPCs because that way I don't have to deal with them. But I will. Heck, do you get control of stuff now? Why did he ruin this thing? It was really good and intuitive, and then he just starts adding all this stuff.
Who?
The guy who made Table Plop. Like, it was a really cool system, and it worked really well. And then he's like, oh, I want to make a bunch of tabs and things that you click and hide, and have a bunch of buttons that you don't need. But no features that are actually useful. I think you guys have control, yeah. So Nick, I'm giving you control of all the characters unless anyone else wants control of the NPCs. You don't have to move them, I'll move them. But that way, if you want to be like, Irina, I tell her to stand here. They still move on their own accord, but you can say, I ask her to stand here and she'll listen to you. They're your party.
This is a big map.
Oh boy.
Yeah, those are the edges of the castle, of the giant cliff that the castle is sitting on. You're not necessarily on the bridge yet. There's two giant stone watchtowers at the entrance. So you can. This is just the earliest I can place you on the map, but you are not yet on it.
Oh, okay. So we're still approaching the castle.
Yeah. See if I can
How
find a picture
far?
of it, but I don't think they have one.
Oh, it's
You're
okay.
like maybe 30. You're like 30 feet away from the. Here. I can send this picture.
Okay.
Zoom in.
Yeah, I've just been Googling concept art and putting it on tablecloth.
Okay, I send in images. This is the entrance, the stone watchtowers where you guys are dropped off. You're dropped off right in front of these watchtowers. That the tile is the bridge, like the wooden bridge, and across the tile, you can kind of see how that matches up to the map you guys are on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's the fog of war parts that you can't see are the walls of the castle. It's not like chasms. The chasm is below you right now. The craggy cliff walls, which is pretty far down. It's so far down that you can't really estimate how far down from up here.
Okay, tell me if this is right. So we are standing between the watchtowers, then in front of us is the bridge, and then the castle is on the other side of the bridge?
Yep. You're standing in front of the watchtowers, immediately in front of the watchtowers. On the other side of the watchtowers is the bridge. On the other side of the bridge is the portcullis.
Okay, how close are we to the watchtowers themselves?
You're like 15, 20 feet away from the center point between the watchtowers.
Okay. And did what do we? Can you describe what I see on this side of the bridge? Anything? Did you say gargoyles or anything?
Oh, there's gargoyles. Hold on.
I think I've got it. Do you guys have an idea of like where we are?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Kind of. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna get attacked by some hidden thing before we cross the bridge.
All right, everybody, we have to use Biggie like a battering ram.
Oh,
Charge forward.
So
yeah. You know what? I think Biggie's gonna go ahead and cast Mage Armor at this point.
okay, let me note that down. 11, 15. Cast Mage Armor. Are you doing aid also?
Yeah. So that's pretty good. I mean, we'll be
Okay.
covered till sunset. So
Yeah,
Basically.
you would have wasted 5 hours of travel time.
yeah. Yep. So Biggie is going to clutch his magical staff, and he's going to speak the magical words and wave his hand and touch his chest, and a shimmery, translucent golden armor appears along the edges of my skin.
That happens. So as far as stuff on this side of the watchtower, there's not anything on the turrets. Nothing on them, but the turrets themselves are decayed and broken from exposure to weather and lightning strikes and wind and rain and things like that. The other things of note, the chains on the drawbridge are creaky and rusty significantly, and you hear them like straining and creaking as the bridge sways in the wind. Atop the walls of the castle are stone gargoyles with hollow eye sockets and big grins on their face. And the wooden portcullis is open above the entry tunnel, green with mold and growth and things like that, and open. But Castle Ravenloft looks very inviting, with rich, warm light spilling from within, flooding the courtyard. And the torches flutter in the wind and the rain.
Okay, so Biggie is going to lead the way. So I'm just going to step forward, and I have Archie, my owl familiar. He's on my shoulder, and I look at him and I say, "Okay, Archie, this is it. Don't get scared." And he hoots at me, but he doesn't hoot because how owls don't hoot. But I can't remember that whole thing. I'm not gonna Google, but he's like that little mini owl, and he doesn't hoot. He makes like a weird like chirping noise, like some owls make.
Whatever noise he makes.
Whatever noise he makes. And I step forward.
Okay, go ahead. We're in tabletop, so you can move as much as you'd like.
Oh, okay. So, so we're already across the bridge?
You get to that point on the bridge that you're standing at right now.
Okay, cool. So, Biggie is, actually, he's going to, draw his sword. That's what he wants to do. So he's got his magical staff. His magical focus is his staff. He's got that in his left hand, and he's going to draw his long sword. And he steps forward carefully and stealthily for the purposes of, if it matters. Still walking.
All right. You are walking quietly forward. And let's see.
Quiet, Archie. But you have to be quiet.
I want to start to follow him a little ways back.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna call this. Is actually, I don't know why I haven't thought of this before, and I'm sure I'll come up with a reason. I'm not gonna call for any stealth checks until it becomes necessose.
It's a dick
What?
and balls. The circles you made.
Oh,
the circles.
jeez.
It's a
Oh
dick.
no! Oh no! Those are the towers. Oh, I've got a funny video.
Now they're hairy. Now they're hairy.
I thought that as I was drawing it.
The top one kind of looks like Sonichu. Oh, I'm not making a joke. Seriously, it kind of does.
Oh yeah. If it was yellow.
So, you walk across the bridge, and Sonichu appears.
What?
Hold on. Go to the.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to call for stealth checks until they're necessary. So if you're walking quietly, cool, you're stealthing. If you would encounter a creature, then I'll say you approach the creature and you're stealthing, so make a stealth check. But if you approach it and you're not stealthing, then it's just going to see you. So that's how I'm going to do that for right now. And I might change it later, but that way it's not constantly like, okay, you're stealthing. Okay, roll a stealth check. We're useless, but I'm open to change that at some point if it becomes annoying, but I think that's good. And if it's like a situation where you're sneaking past something that you don't know is there, I'll still have you roll a stealth check. Like if you're cracking open a door quietly or something, I'll probably have you roll a stealth check. So anyway, you approach the portcullis, the other end of the bridge. It cracks and sways under your weight as you step onto it, and it feels like it's sturdy enough to hold your weight as you walk across towards the courtyard. And let's see.
Be right back real quick.
Okay. Where's that? Yeah, they really like to put all this shit in just like completely separate places. It's huge pain. But I think I've got what I need. But I've got a description I'll read when Willow gets back. But I'll reveal some fog of war while we're waiting. No, I won't. You're not far up enough yet to reveal anything else.
Spoiler, the fog of war reveals it's just the head of a penis. I actually guessed
No, it's my...
Jake didn't want to admit.
It's my fully drawn... No, you guys see most of it. The fog of war and the balls is the penis. You got the head up here, uncircumcised. For some reason,
Cone
squished
cone,
down right here.
Cone shaped.
Well, that's how things are in Dungeons and Dragons. They're either cones or cylinders.
Yeah.
Actually, if you zoom out, it looks exactly like a Klingon bird of prey from above. The like old school ones.
Okay, this is very random, but I was just glancing at my cantrips, and I was just thinking that what if Biggie was gonna masturbate using Mage Hand, but then he accidentally cast Chill Touch instead?
They're both grasping hand. Maybe he does that sometimes. Maybe when the Mage Hand gets boring, he like goes.
And Mage Hand is now back on the table for future spells. I think.
Hello. Oh, sorry. I bumped my headphones. I thought I knocked them out.
Yeah, he like doesn't notice it until he's too late. He's like, it feels pretty cold. It feels pretty necrotic. And he looks down, and there's this horrible undead skeletal hand. But he's like, I'm too far in. I gotta finish. And then it just like flies off of his body, like it just rips it off because it's necrotic and gangrene. Just it flies across the room, and he's like,
and there's a smell.
10/10 would recommend. He goes on the mage forums. He's like, hey guys, sorry.
Oh, it's pretty small. You could use mending to fix it.
Mending. It only works for a small item of little value. Yes! Save!
Yes. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. We're waiting on AFK.
I'm
No,
here.
Willow's back.
Oh, you're back.
She
Oh
came
no,
back
I
in the
just
middle.
put malted milk bowls.
She
Yeah,
came
I
back
was
right.
really
Very bad time.
Well, as you approach the castle and walk past the bridge, you see uh
I want malted milk balls, man.
pull up the map. They're good. Thick cold fog swirls in the courtyard. Sporadic flashes of lightning lance the weeping clouds overhead as thunder shakes the ground. Through the drizzle, you see torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's open main doors. Warm light spills out of the entrance, flooding the courtyard. High above the entrance is a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in its iron. You see no presence of any creatures, living or dead, from what you can see.
Okay. I'm gonna continue to step forward. Step. Step. Okay, fine. I walk all the way through with Archie on my shoulder.
All right. Reveal some fog.
What is this bridge made out of again? Is it stone?
Wood.
How much
And
HP does it have since it's wood?
it doesn't have a set amount of HP, but wood objects usually don't have very much, and it's made of like rickety wood and stuff. So you could probably break it with a couple whacks.
Oh
We are
my God, I'm
not-
so tempted, yeah.
We are not at the last level. Like, we are at the last level, but this is one of those games where you visit the last level a few times. It's not like we have... I'm worried that Zach's like... Because he's like, should we, like, level up before you go there? You're like, no, you're fine. He's like, oh, okay, I guess end of the game. So he just cuts the bridge
Yeah.
behind us. There, now Strahd can't escape. We are not ready to fight Strahd yet!
No,
We don't even have the
Hold
whole-
on. No, I was going to cut the bridge down while you were across.
trap you inside.
Oh, okay.
That's what
fine.
that's what I was thinking.
That's fine. Biggie will just submit and become the new Strahd apprentice, and then you'll have Vampire Biggie to fight to deal with.
He doesn't die. He just becomes his apprentice, and you guys are
Who's the
screwed.
Biggie now?
Still,
he's like-
still McGee.
He's like floating, and he's like, ha ha ha! And then I take out a combination pizza roll and throw it at him. Ah, my weakness! It burns. Oh, it's disgusting! Ah! He starts vomiting, and he's flying in the air. Sorry. We had so much of what doesn't happen into the role play.
It's true. Well, you can't have those funny things happen all the time in the actual game, but you can say it'd be funny if this did happen that way, and then continue with the game. So you see the courtyard. It's big and wide and open gravel. This like open entry area, and there's some horse hitches for tying up horses spread around the entrance. And the stone paved pathway leads from the entrance tunnel with the portcullis above you, through the open gates of the castle, and you can just barely kind of see inside, but I'll reveal a little bit, but you don't really see a whole lot directly inside the doors from where you're standing at your angle.
Okay, we should probably go ahead and...
Didn't work.
can you guys hear me?
Oh, yep, you're
Yes,
back.
we can hear
Okay,
you.
good. Okay, so just a minor blip.
Yeah.
Oh,
Last thing I heard was you tie up Vladimir.
Yeah, tie up Vladimir. No, that's it. Just tie up Vladimir. And I can't remember
Okay.
what happened next, but you didn't hear my response. I can't remember what it was, though.
Yep, so you tie him up. He is tied up. There's a couple hitches spread around, so you can place him wherever you'd like. And if anyone else would like to move up and join McGee, they are welcome to move as well.
I was going to comment that that we're just going to tie up Vladimir, and it should be fine to, leave our cart here with our stuff or whatever, because at this point, if someone's going to rob us, it's going to be Strahd, and we're not going to stop him. If he wants our stuff, he's going to take our stuff. I mean, we're not going to have anything to say about that, so
True.
I feel pretty safe. And plus, we have the chest with the 400, gold back at the thing. So, yeah. So I'm gonna recommend to Vanya that, hey, it looks like there's some hitches over here if you want to tie up Vladimir, so he'll be safe and won't be taking a shit all over Strahd's carpet.
She agrees with that. She says she's a little hesitant, but she's like, yeah, I guess we don't really want him in there. Plus, we don't know what kind of dangers are inside, so he'd probably be safer out here. And Arabelle says, oh, Vladimir, he is a very strong, independent pony. He'll be fine out here by himself, but make sure you don't tie that hitch too tight in case he needs to break it and run.
Okay, so Vanya should tie it with like a slip, so that if he really needs to, he can use his teeth to yank it and break free. And she's gonna trust that he would only do that if needed.
Yeah, like if something spooks him and he needs to run away, he will, but he's not stupid or scared.
Yeah. Okay. So you can just place him wherever the hitch is, and I'll just leave him there.
Anywhere you want, wherever you want in the courtyard is fine.
Okay. Well, then I'll just against a wall.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So she's gonna time up there. Here you go, Vladimir. I love you. Be back, sweetie. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Right. And Biggie, I'll just lead the way because if someone's gonna die, it's gonna be Biggie. And what is this at the end of the courtyard? Is that doors?
Yeah, those are the doors of Ravenloft. Swung open with torches fluttering in the wind.
Sneak. Okay, so I had that plan to turn myself into Arena, and as I look at the castle here, I think I'm just gonna pause on that for a little bit and just not do that. So.
No, it seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, it seemed really good when I wasn't here standing at the castle. What about, I guess, like, I don't want to disguise Arena or anything. We'll just, be like, hey, we're here. Don't want to give him any.
You're just taking your whole plan of it's okay. We're gonna go in, but we're gonna do it disguised. And you're just like, yeah, let's just go say hi. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you want me to still? We could still do it. But I'm guessing he's already seeing us. Like we're here. He's probably got like a ring camera at the least. I would assume. So.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll hang on. I still like the potential of disguise self, but I'm not gonna use it just yet. So Big E's gonna be like, okay, I guess it's up to me, and he's gonna step into Castle Ravenloft.
All right. The ornate outer doors of the castle hang open, flanked by fluttering torches and iron sconces. 20 feet inside the castle is dramatic reveal. A second set of doors.
Whoa.
Our plan's gone astray. We were not expecting this many doors.
So you're walking up to the doors. Where is everyone else? Are you following right behind him? Are you leaving some distance? What's happening with the party? Try and keep moving in real time where you are. So if he moves up and you're following him, I don't expect you to move the NPCs unless you want. You can just specifically say who they stay with. But if Aravin's all the way back, you're not right this second. But if you're like all the way back at the entrance and he's up at the door, you're back at the entrance. I'm not going to ask you where you're at and keep it updated. I expect y'all to move your characters as you move in real time. But okay, so Biggie approaches the doors. As you approach the doors,
something's gonna happen.
When you're like within about 10 feet of them, so you're still a pretty good distance away. The doors in front of you suddenly swing open, revealing a grand hall filled with the sound of organ music.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, it is, because if there's organ music, that means he's somewhere else playing an organ, not here. I'm gonna put on my organ music.
No, I'm gonna put on my organ music. I've been waiting.
Oh, good.
I've been waiting a year and a half.
Oh my guys, I'm gonna put on my organ music.
I'm already playing my organ.
Yep.
I was gonna play this song
I'm-
before you. I had this ready since we started Strahd, and then
Meh.
when you had the Zach plays the organ, you played this. I was like, motherfucker, that is a vampire song. Anyway,
You've had that queued up, ready to
Yes.
hit play for 2
that's
years.
why I added the fucking music mod to the Discord.
Oh my
Otherwise, I
god.
would've bothered. Literally, I was like, oh, that's gonna be awesome. They're gonna go in the castle, and the organ music's gonna play. But I gotta have the bot so I can play it.
And I ruined it.
No, he ruined it by saying, "Oh, I'm gonna turn on
No,
my
no,
organ."
no, no. I ruined it because I spoke and you paused instead of hitting play. So, I mean, I think we all knew that was going to happen.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. The music's playing. Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, I've got it
Yeah.
on max volume.
Okay. Let me reveal some stuff here. There's a lot of gray text to read.
Yeah, that song's definitely more appropriate for here. If I put effort into it, I could have definitely found a better organ song.
I was mostly joking, but I was thinking, wow, that's literally the song I'm gonna use in mine. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Not
but
like
it's
you
better
took
for
it, but like
yours.
it's a common song, so
Yeah, pretty common. But it's
not unexpected at all.
or it's foreshadowing on the channel.
True. Alright, so the doors swing open. Cobwebs stretch between the columns that support the vaulted ceiling of a great, dusty hall, dimly lit by sputtering torches and iron sconces. So so it doesn't just string together, I'm gonna pause and like point out stuff. So 4 stone columns in the center of is 8 of them, and the torches cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 stone gargoyles squatting motionlessly on the rim of the domed ceiling. Cracked and faded ceiling frescoes are covered by decay. So the ceiling, which you guys can't see, it's a vaulted ceiling, which I guess that's the thing where there's like big like pillars running across it, and then
And
there's
it's
more
open
ceiling above it.
There's multiple floors that are open, basically.
Yeah, basically, there's like it's like an open ceiling, so you see like all the framework and stuff, and sitting on the framework are 8 stone gargoyles sitting up there, and the ceiling itself is covered with like artwork, but it's like super decayed, like cracking, pieces chipped off. The room is covered with cobwebs. Double doors of bronze stand to the east. To the north, a wide staircase climbs into darkness, and a lit hallway to the south leads south. And nothing that you can see that would be describable at this point. But you do hear down that way is where the organ is coming from, and you hear sad and majestic organ tones coming from the hall to the south. Also, as you walk in, the doors blast open, you hear the music coming from the south, and you look towards the north. Whether you guys are walking in immediately or not, you see coming down the stairs is an elf with brown skin and long black hair. He descends the wide staircase quiet as a cat. He wears a gray cloak over black studded leather armor and has a polished scimitar hanging from his belt. "My master is expecting you," he says.
We know. He sent us a letter and a card. Did you think this was new information to us?
He's expecting you, so no? I guess
yeah,
not.
but the elf came down to tell us that he was expecting us. I mean, I thought we kind of already knew that.
He says,
Is this
he says,
the type of
Yes.
elf he hires here? Is an
Yes.
elf is too stupid to know?
an observant one you are. Come, let me show you to my master. Follow me, please.
Seriously, dude, it sounds like you've got a charity job.
He starts
not here.
walking down the south.
He's not here to
Hello,
lead us
elf.
straight
astray.
I am half elf,
He's just
and this
telling
is my
us, hey, he's
sword.
expecting
It's very apparent. It's very apparent that I'm an elf, so I'm just going to tell everybody in case you didn't know. Fucking stupid.
He says, "Come. It's not good to keep the master waiting."
Can I come too? Oh.
More obvious statements. Hello,
hey,
Captain Obvious.
can I look around for any like secret doors?
Do you want to not follow him and search around the room instead?
I'm pretty sure it won't matter whether he's in or out of the room. You'll be able to search just fine, because that elf ain't going to notice.
Well, can I just as we're walking through the room, I want to look around and see if there's anything that I can notice. Like, are the gargoyles moving? Is there any secret door that's noticeable as I'm like walking past it, like without touching it, or is there just anything that stands out in the room?
Based on your passive perception, you do not notice any of that. However,
Okay,
if you
yeah.
would like to stop here and search, you are welcome.
Nah. No, I'll take my passive, which is 12. So I'll continue to follow him because I don't want to keep his master waiting. We're already here, we've already kind of committed. We need to keep going, I think.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to stop and search. He might be like, "Oh yes, please search. I have all day."
Now, if Biggie was more towards the back and he might not notice, then I might just disguise self into a brown elf and head off in the other direction. But not yet. No, I'm just saying I could. I'm just saying I could. So, but right now I'm following.
Feeling stuff. So, as you come towards the southern hallway, you see a lit hallway. The hallway to the south is lit with torches and contains another set of bronze doors through which you hear sad and majestic organ tones. So the organ is coming from this room, and he leads you to the room, points you, and stands out of the way and points you into the door. Also in this area, as you walk down here, torchlight flutters against the walls of this vaulted hall. To the east, an arched hallway stretches for 20 feet, ending at a spiral staircase that goes up and down. Next to the hallway, which is this little area over here, a suit of armor, oiled and glistening, stands at attention in a shallow alcove. To the west, large double doors hang slightly open, and a steady bright light escapes through the opening. Swells of organ music come from behind this door, spilling their melody of power and defeat into the hall. And he points you into the room and he says... He doesn't say anything, he just silently motions with both of his hands into the door.
I'm going to
Smartest
inspect
thing
the
you
armor.
said all day.
You look at the armor, make an investigation check.
Yay, a roll. I get to make a roll. First roll of the game, I get to make a 9. 9 plus investigation, 14.
Okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check also.
Roll. Which is plus 5, so 21.
All right. So you're inspecting this armor, and as far as you can tell, it's not trapped or there's no triggers or anything that are attached to it, and it doesn't look like it's any sort of enchanted. Although you do know that like animated armors and things like that, they're kind of their whole thing is they're completely indistinguishable from a creature when they're standing still. So literally any creature like that could be an actual creature, and you would have no way to know until it decides to move. So like a mimic or something like that. Like if you look at a chest, you can't look at a chest and go, it's a mimic, because it's literally indistinguishable from what it's looking like. So as far as you can tell, it looks like a very well-maintained, well-oiled, freshly oiled suit of armor standing at attention in this alcove. But without
not-
touching it.
I'm not doing this, but could I cast Chill Touch on it and see if it doesn't eat, like if it reacts or anything?
Yeah, you could.
But I'm not going to do that because I
No,
could
but
anger this
you
little
could
elf
if you try to target an enemy which looks like a creature, and your spell goes off, it's a creature. But at that point, now that it knows that you know it's a creature and its disguise is gone, then it's probably going to attack you.
Yeah, and also this elf
But,
might
yeah,
be
that
like
would work.
a Cambion.
Also, what if it was just a really delicate, expensive piece of armor and
Yeah, you just
Strahd's one room away?
well,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
is
I don't want to break
Chill-
stuff
Chill
on the way
Touch-
into his house.
Chill Touch only works against creatures. So what he's saying is he casts a spell that only works on creatures. If it's a creature, it has to hit it. You can't not hit it. But if it's an object, it just won't work.
I see how it works.
I think-
Oh yes, I was that smart.
I think-
yes.
I think technically what you could do, what I could say is if it's not a creature, I could just say there's no apparent effect. But I think that's stupid, and the spell literally says a grasping hand grabs onto it and holds it and chokes it or whatever, and that wouldn't happen if it's an object because it doesn't go off. So yes, Chill Touch
Yeah.
absolutely would check to see if something's a creature, but the drawback to that is if you cast it on a creature that's hiding, it's going to attack you. So I hope you're ready. But yeah, he points you guys into the door and he says, please, the master is waiting.
In I go.
In goes McGee.
Going in. Oh god.
Marching in with my head down and my Game Boy phones in my ears. Just like the,
Which is exactly what he said when he lost his watch. Going head down and Game Boy earplugs in my ears. That's how we all just jump into the black hole. Like this could just be a black hole, and we would have just jumped in.
Yeah, I love moving my token into the darkness before it's revealed. Because that's how Big E would be doing it too. It's like he's walking in before he actually looks to see what's in there.
Knock, knock, Strahd.
All right, so yes, I'll reveal first, and then I'll read description. So, where's 3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminate this magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against the dull white marble walls. Supporting the ceiling in the center of the room, a long, heavy table is covered with a fine white satin cloth. The table is laden with many delectable foods: roasted beast basted in a savory sauce, roots and herbs of every taste, and sweet fruits and vegetables. Places are set for each of you, with fine, delicate china and silver. At each place is a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid with a delicate, tantalizing fragrance. At the center of the far west wall, between floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody. That's the organ I was telling you about that I
that's
drew
the
earlier.
second biggest organ I've ever seen.
Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody that speaks in its tone of greatness and despair. Seated at the organ, facing away from you, a single caped figure pounds the keys in raptured ecstasy. The figure suddenly stops, and as a deep silence falls over the dining hall, it slowly turns towards you. So, table with food and place settings for every one of you. Oh, I didn't reveal it. I'm sorry. I had the thing ready and I didn't click finish. That's better timing anyway. So there's stone pillars lining the marble walls, holding it up with torches. The center has crystal chandeliers, fine china and silver. The food is on. The food looks delicious. a creepy cloaked figure is sitting at the organ. Oh. Yeah, and it turns to you and it says, "Ah, welcome. So you decided to take my invitation." Well, I'm glad that I'm glad that
sorry, awkward
I'm glad
silence.
I'm glad that he says I'm glad that you accepted my invitation. I always like to meet new and adventurers who decide to travel into my domain. Please, please sit down, have some food and drink. It's delicious, freshly prepared just this morning. He says, um, of course I couldn't expect you at any specific time, so I just made sure to have a perfect meal prepared every moment of every day until you got here. So I hope you enjoy it. And Irina just kind of like clears her throat and looks down at the food, and she says, "Well, it does look good." Yes, please eat, and then we'll talk after the eating is done. Unless you have any pressing matters you'd like to talk about, I could give you. I'm not hungry at the moment. I already ate someone earlier, so I can talk while you guys eat if you would like to eat. Unless you had any specific topics you'd like to bring up.
Big E goes, got any pizza rolls?
There was a big old plate of crusty brown golden pizza rolls on the table.
Please be pepperoni.
Yes.
Please be pepperoni.
He grabs it. He chomps down, and the steam is like bursting out, and the boiling hot pizza roll goo hits the roof of his mouth and instantly burning it. And he just like sighs with ecstasy of that burning feeling. He just loves it. What is the flavor of the pizza roll?
It's just the right level of burning where it burns good, but it doesn't like actually hurt you or make you like lose your taste or anything. It tastes delicious and fresh. It tastes like a homemade pizza roll, but it still tastes enough like the in the oven, roll. But like also homemade. So no, more like deep fried pizza. And it's like being.
No, never mind. Go on.
It's like an artisan pizza roll, but it still has enough of that fake flavor there to make it not be like, oh, this is like you want the crappy kind.
Yeah, preservative.
And
MSG.
of course, it's pepperoni.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
There's a plate of combination too, and he says, I wasn't sure which kind you liked, so I went ahead and got both.
He picks up the pan of combination pizza rolls and dumps them on the ground without a word. He makes eye contact with Strahd and just flips the plate and just dumps them directly on the ground. And then he says, "That's where combination." He's so ungrateful.
That's where combination pizza rolls belong.
And then he stomps on one.
It squirts out and splats against the white marble wall. The bright red combination and little cheese bits dripping down and splattering on the floor. He says, that's fair. He says, well, while you eat, let me tell you about the castle's history. It was this great castle. I know it looks worn and falling apart now, but back in the day when my father, King, Control F, King. God. The names, my mother, the namesake of the castle, Queen Ravenovia, who Ravenloft is named after, and my father, King Barov von Zarovich, built this castle when they came to this valley many years ago, centuries, you might even say. And this castle has stood the test of time ever since, and now its rule falls to me. And the rule of this land is none other than my own, and no one is worthy enough to rule this place besides me. But enough about me. What brings you to this land?
Biggie is looking straight down at the plate, and he's shoveling food into his face, like not ridiculously, but he's just like one after another, like Simpsons like. It has not been noticeably paying attention to Strahd the whole time he was speaking. He continues to eat pizza rolls. Well, for now, I'm not saying he's ignoring him. I'm just saying he's really focused on his pizza rolls. Oh, he looks up, and is there like a drink in front of him?
Yep, a chalice of golden amber liquid with a very delicate fragrance, and there's little fizzies in it, and I'm pretty sure it's Dr. Pepper.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna put it. He's putting that in his mouth, and it better be Dr. Pepper. He's about to make a demand. He's got like he's got pizza roll goo on his corners of his lips and everything, and like those little sandy specks, you know, from the crust, and the grease. His chin glistens from the grease, and he reaches over to the chalice, and he takes a tentative swig, hoping for the Dr. Pepper, divine Dr. Pepper flavor to rush across his tongue.
So you take a sip of the wine, and a multitude of flavors assault your senses all at once. The first flavor, it tastes kind of like a honey wine or a mead. Like that's what it is. But as it travels over your tongue and fills your nostrils, and you breathe it in and taste it, you start to think about it, and you're like, wait, is this Mr. Pibb? And it tastes like Mr. Pibb while you're thinking about it. But then as you continue to think about it, it starts to change flavor, and it tastes like Dr. Pepper. And then it tastes like the smoothest glass bottle Dr. Pepper you've ever had. The rest of the time you're drinking it, and every other sip after that. So it's almost like it's trying to figure out what you want it to taste like, and then when it settles on that, that's what it tastes like. So to you, it tastes like delicious, creamy Dr. Pepper.
It's running down the sides of my face to my chin, and then running down to my clothes. There's like a little steady stream of Dr. Pepper as I just gulp down. Does it end, or like is it bottomless, or does the glass empty?
So you gulp it down, and it like trickles through your beard, and it like drips down. It's dripping down like all over your robe and on the floor. And
So
you
gross.
set the chalice down. You've almost completely finished it. And moments after you set it down, you look back at it, and it's completely filled to the brim and bubbling fresh fizz.
I'm gonna start drinking another one, but this one is, a little more slowly. I give other people a chance to speak. And if they don't, then I'll talk when I finish my Dr. Pepper. But if you guys want, you can interact with Strahd. Biggie will. That's just not. He's focused on the food and Dr. Pepper right now. He's hungry. He hasn't had pizza rolls since before he came to Barovia. This is like
True.
like heaven for him.
This is the best place you've been this whole time.
I'm just afraid to talk because I'm afraid we're going to get wrestled into something that's completely off point and end up with like another child in tow that I didn't realize we weren't supposed to have. And I mean, I'm really not the best person to talk for the group, just saying.
Hey,
So-
do you have a pair of manacles? Tell him he's under arrest and order him to come with us.
That would so good. It better be silver manacles.
Yeah, silver manacles. Start throwing a cross at him, like just shoving it in his face.
So he says, he lets you eat and stuff, and he said his little thing, and then you said your thing, and he says, Irina, I'm so glad that you took my invitation. I'm so sorry to hear about your father and what happened to him. It's terrible. She's just like, and then he says, but you seem to have found companionship in these people, and they seem to be pretty level-headed adventurers who are smart enough to accept the summon from the ruler of the land that they are whatever a word that would say, like, guests. You're guests of his land. Like, you're not welcome here. You're here because he's allowing you to be here. You're not just here and he's accepting it. You're here because he's allowing it. Whatever word that would guests, I guess is good. That's kind of like what Target calls their. That's what Target calls their customers. Your guests. You're not customers. You're here because we allow you as our guest.
I just want to say that we now know that Strahd uses int as his dump stat because he thinks we're all level-headed.
Yeah. No, it's his whiz because he failed insight as soon as he saw you.
Oh, yeah, that would be whiz, not int. I
Either
failed
one.
the int check.
that would be an in check. So he's still sitting on the bench, and as he's speaking, and he says, "Well, I'm glad you brought them here, so that I may see them in person. And surely, it would be great if that were to happen. I would love nothing more than to see them in person." And then he says, "Maybe we will get to meet soon." And he cackles and turns around and flips his cloak as the shimmering illusion of his body disappears and fades into nothingness. And then, hold on, a little bit anticlimactic because I have to scroll to the next page. And it disappears, and then a fierce, bone-chilling wind rises up and roars through the hall, putting out all the open flames, the chandeliers, the torches. You hear the screech of ancient hinges and the solid thud of many heavy doors slamming shut, one after the other in the distance, getting closer and closer. You also hear outside a loud clang of what sounds like a gate portcullis clanging shut, and the tired groan of an aged drawbridge being pulled up. And the room is now shrouded in darkness. The doors were shut. The guy shut them on the way out. It says they slammed shut if they were open, but they weren't open because he closed them.
Did anybody else just crap themselves beside Big E?
Beside Big E.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh wait, what's going on?
Oh, those pizza rolls went straight through him. Okay, so what's going on is we're cast in darkness right now, and all the doors slam shut, and there was a ghostly howl through the hall, and Strahd was just a, illusion. But, keep on chugging that Dr. Pepper there. That probably fake Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Strahd was an illusion? He
Did you miss that?
He disappeared. Yeah, because
he vanished. He made some comments about seeing you in person soon, and then vanished. And
a joke he thought was very funny, but it wasn't. Sorry,
he was like, "Yeah, maybe I'll see you in person soon," and you're like, "Wait, what?" And then
really shimmered out.
Yeah.
And then there was the ghostly howl. All the doors in the castle slammed shut, and all the torchlight was snuffed. Luckily, I have dark vision.
Yeah, you guys can still see. I'm not marking out the darkness in the room because that's too much of a bitch. But yeah, it's completely dark. Vanya, I think, is the only one who's actually affected by the darkness. And Arabelle and Irina. And Arabelle kind of like screams, like a loud yipe scream as all the lights go out. But other than that, she doesn't say anything or do anything. Irina says, "Knew it was a mistake coming here, but I trust that you'll get us out of this situation safely."
And we know her dump stat now.
Hers is int. I guess either one of those works. I was just.
You are not. Yeah. Okay, so how long do we have to wait until after Big E finishes eating to find out if any of this was poisoned? Because it does sound good. I haven't touched any of it.
Big E, make a Constitution check.
Okay.
Check, not save.
Okay. So Big E. Okay, straight Constitution check.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his stomach goes gurgle, gurgle, and he goes, and he gets a 13 Constitution.
So as far as you can tell from what you've eaten, it doesn't seem to be having even the slightest of ill effects on you. Of course, it could still be some sort of long-acting poison or curse or like some kind of like delayed magic or something like that. But from what you can tell, just based on like, you know how like the king has a taster and it's like they taste it.
Mhm.
You're not like instantly dying from nightshade or falling asleep or anything like that. And you don't feel any sort of illness coming on that you can tell at the moment. So if you'd like to relay that to them who's asking, then that's what you feel.
Yeah, definitely. So, when you're like asking Biggie, so you feeling all right over there? He goes, oh well, my stomach's kind of cramping, and I feel like there's searing pain in my intestines. So, yeah, normal pizza rolls.
You have some Chipotle way. Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna have some of the Dr. Pepper and some of the pizza rolls too. Just enough not to weigh me down and make me feel like sick, but just enough to make me feel good and energized for the bite on the way out of here.
So you eat both. You eat and drink both of those things. As you saw Big E eating them and probably remarking out loud about how the Dr. Pepper tastes so good. You also eat those two things, and it tastes like really good Dr. Pepper. And pizza rolls aren't the only thing on the table, but you also eat rolls. So
Well,
that's the only thing you know is safe.
I don't like to waste food, so I want to go get those combination pizza rolls out of the trash. Just kidding.
They're on the floor. You can pick them up. It's probably been cleaned within the last couple centuries.
No, I'm good. I had a few. I am full and ready to fight.
Okay, I'm positive that when we leave here, that suit of armor is going to attack us. I don't know if the alpha is going to... I mean, I'm still glad I didn't attack it before we come in here, that we got to get the speech and everything, but yeah, pretty sure. Don't know if the elf guy is going to be there or not. What if there is some sort of a hidden passage in here? We have an organ and we've got some walls, so I think I'm going to do that first. I think I'm going to do that first. Also, I do have a 10-minute detect magic ritual. And so if we want to like maybe do that, spend a few minutes searching around, I'll cast detect magic, check around the room, because before we go back out that door, I think we should know if there's any other hidden passages or mechanisms or anything like that. Plus, I'm going to play the organ unless Erevan wants to, since he's a bard, so maybe he wants to. And I'm gonna have Archie on my shoulder, so I get advantage on every perception check. I'm just kidding. Only when he's spying,
he has
I'm legitimately
advantage.
doing it. I'm just not gonna walk around and say, "Okay, I am looking through his eyes," just constantly as my action, so that I can look.
This would be a situation. This would be a situation where you could command him to search for something, and he could search the room and then relay to you what he found. You wouldn't get to roll for him, but he could roll his own check and then use his modifier with advantage.
That's okay. I'm just gonna look. But wait, did you say the lights all went out in here? Are we in darkness?
You're in, yeah, all the lights, the torches, and the chandeliers are both completely out. A big cold wind rushed through and knocked them all out.
Okay, Vanya has light. Would you guys like me to light up the room?
The only person that matters for is Vanya, so I don't care.
And the two NPCs.
They don't matter.
Okay, so Vanya's gonna go ahead and cast light on her mace, so that she's got bright light out to a range of something feet.
Right, yeah, pretty much the whole room is lit up for her, and lit up for you elves who normally only see in dim light.
Yep. Yeah, it's a 20-foot radius, so pretty much the whole room. Okay, and then Big E is going to search the entire perimeter of the room, and he's looking for any hidden passages in the walls, also checking the pillars and sconces and all that. And he's gonna check the organ last.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, perception check.
You can do tabletop or just roll. I don't care.
I'm rolling it. Shit. Okay. Well, I guess I only have a 7.
Total?
Yeah, I could ask Vanya to guidance me, but it's not going to give me that much. Can I get a guidance though?
We'll call it 11.
Okay.
She guidances you. It's an 11. You look around the room. You don't see anything that stands out. It looks like there's not very many places where stuff could be hidden, but those are kind of the places where stuff is hidden best. You do see, you can tell just from looking at it, and kind of like you saw what it looked like before. It does not appear, although you haven't actually tried it yet, does not appear the door to the room is locked. Just shut. There's lock. There doesn't appear to be any locks that could be picked. So it's not locked. You do notice that. And yeah, other than that, there's nothing of interest that you can see.
Okay. Okay, Aravan, would you like to play the organ, see if anything happens?
Yeah. Oh, it's so compelling towards me. I just have to.
And Vanya's gonna guidance that performance when it comes up.
Okay. So you have guidance, and if you want to move up to the organ. And what are you doing? You're just playing a song or playing some music?
Yes.
All right.
Sing a
Chopsticks.
sad melody.
You crack your knuckles and prepare to play the organ of the Master of Barovia, and the keys glide smoothly under your fingers, and the pedals and controls all are well oiled and perfect, even though it's very clear this organ is ancient. And you play it as best you can and make a performance check.
Right. What's the guidance?
Right. Sorry, I forgot. I'm Vanya. Roll 1. Guess I should keep that dice out.
That's a 12.
12. So you play the organ pretty well. You're not super familiar with it because you've never. It's like a super grand piano. So maybe you haven't exactly practiced on these a whole lot, but you know the basic concepts of the piano, and you play it, and it's really nice. But there's a bunch of like buttons and levers and stuff. You don't know what they do, and it's like, I don't know if you've ever played like one of those big pianos, and it's like I'm like, there's the buttons on the bottom that are like vibrato and whatever, and I'm like, I'm not gonna touch those because I don't want to break it, so I'm just gonna play it normal. So you kind of use some of the levers and switches and things like that, but you don't know what all of them do, so you kind of don't touch all of them. But you play it, and it sounds really good. Maybe not as good as when Strahd was playing it, but it's still good. Although his is kind of like a recording because it was an illusion, so that's kind of cheating. He's like he like popped a CD on.
Oh, like Ashley.
Oh my
Simpson.
God, you're right.
That's what they do in the big churches in Rome now. Like even the fancy tourist ones, they just have a speaker system set up. So the church is built in like 1300 and something, and then they have like these speakers just like tacked to the columns, and these little wires running down to some CD player somewhere that's playing a CD of Gregorian chants.
You should go in there and like switch it for like some stupid music.
Oh God.
It's just like a CD player.
See, that sounds so ridiculous, but you can get away with so much in Italy. The police, the Carabinieri, just don't care, and like it's a thing where like college dudes will go over there and like get naked in the fountains and like just totally act like jackasses, and then people are like running to the police like, oh, there's someone over there and he's doing all this stuff, and they're like, go away, we are drunk.
Yeah,
Actually a thing.
I know they're pretty easygoing, but apparently killing your roommate, that's where they draw the line.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
yeah, they do some things. They do go after some crimes, but for the most part, nah, I got the better to do.
Yeah, you guys don't know the case I'm referencing. It was funny. Not the case.
No, I don't know the specific thing, but I get the concept at least.
Yeah, you get it well
Enough to understand it, but no, I don't get the reference.
Okay,
So
question.
Erevan plays the.
Oh,
yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. So
No, I was
so
just recapping. Erevan plays the piano, but he didn't find anything.
Okay, so before we leave, Biggie has two options because so I guess this is gonna be like a thing now, right? But what if we didn't just all barge into the next room? Biggie has invisibility, which is a high level spell, and he has disguise self, which is a low level spell. So I could do either one. If I cast invisible on myself, I still have to make stealth checks, but I could totally like explore. Or we could just open the door and kill what's on the other side of the door. I don't know. That's probably the most straightforward. I guess I was just letting you guys know that like I could go like spy ahead and find like where there's no enemies or where it looks safe, because I can literally invisible myself for an hour and be like a scout. But once we do a battle, the invisible is going to drop, so I would have to, strategically time it. But yeah, for now, what do you guys say we just open up the doors and see if there's something to fight on the other side?
Let's. I mean, it's dark,
Oh, I'm gonna go back just because I forgot. I was like reading through all the description and stuff and seeing what all you guys passed through. There was a very short description that I read that I forgot to mention, because it was like one section and it has like 5 different little text boxes instead of one. A set of double doors to the west appears to be or to lead to an exit from the castle. That was where you guys came from. Actually, no, that only says if you entered it from a different area. So never mind, ignore that one. But that's the west where you guys came from.
Okay.
The other one is this is back in the entrance room, the first one you walked in before the doors burst open and the lights came on. Overhead in the vaulted entry foyer, 4 statues of dragon glare down, their eyes flickering in the torchlight. So stone dragon statues with flickering eyes in the torchlight.
Was that the room with the gargoyles?
No, it's the one right before the gargoyle. So the first room had 4 dragon statues, the second room had 8 gargoyles, and then the room right outside had that that statue, the armor. I missed a description that I was looking through.
Okay. So my guess, and not entirely prompted by Jake going back and making sure he read those descriptions, it is possible that this is now like a trap house, and now all the things we saw are gonna like attack us. So I still say we throw open this door and see what's there, and then as we proceed, yeah, I think maybe the next step is I invis and see how much that I can explore.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Biggie is gonna open the door, not ridiculously, because the last time he threw a door open with wild abandon, it was a mimic, so he's just gonna open it normally.
Oh yeah, you guys haven't touched the door yet. It was open when you came. Now it's a mimic.
Yeah. So Biggie's going to cautiously open the door, bracing for impact.
You carefully open the door, and it opens up, and you can see out with your dark vision. But it is pitch black out there as well, and everything looks the same other than the darkness. And I'll reveal the fog of war in a second. But yeah, nothing changed. But the elf's not there. He left.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on the suit of armor's arm.
Okay. You cast Chill Touch.
I don't trust any suits of armor.
And the necrotic hand reaches out and grasps at the air in front of the statue and then disappears.
Okay. Just checking. That's gonna be my thing. Anytime I see
Yeah.
a suit of armor, I'm just gonna be like, chill touch.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea.
In this case, you only didn't because there was like a guy there and you hadn't gotten to Strahd yet. So, but yeah, as far as you can tell, unless it was just hiding and biding its time, nothing happened. But you couldn't. You would have hit it. So.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you want me to invis up and start exploring?
Yeah,
I think it sounds like a
go
good
for
idea.
it.
Okay, so I cannot cast a spell, and it's concentration too. I cannot cast a spell, and I cannot make an attack, otherwise I'm entirely invisible, and it's also concentration. So I am now concentrating on invisibility. So I cast that spell. I'm marking my level 2 spell slot. So Biggie, hold on, let me 5e is visibility. I'm just checking it. Okay, so he makes a gesture with his hands and grasps his magical wand, which is his focus. And I'm going to see if I have magic words for this. It does have a verbal component. Let's see. No. No. I actually saved some magic words for some of the spells, but I don't have one for invisible. Darn it. So he casts invisibility and he says some really cool magical words. And he disappears and shimmers away from sight.
Alrighty, you disappear, and you're invisible. If you tried to move quietly, then you will be making stealth checks, and to prevent you from just because this is it's not like yeah, I totally decided to go back. You're gonna roll a stealth check, and you're gonna use that stealth check the whole time. So I'm gonna roll it for you and go off that number. So it's basically like using your passive, except it's a roll. So is that okay?
Yeah, what? Yeah, however
Because
you want to do it. Are you doing the roll in secret?
If there's a situation where another creature might not notice you, but you also don't notice the creature, then my thing from earlier doesn't work, because if I tell you to roll a stealth check and then you know there's a creature there that would have noticed you or something, that only works for creatures that would be noticed by you. But if I tell you to roll and you get like a 2, are you going to explore as far as if you didn't know you got a 2? You would probably subconsciously at least say, maybe I shouldn't keep going. So I think
that's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Maybe what I'll do, I'm going to roll a stealth check behind the scenes, and if you was gonna say like give you another chance. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it behind the scene.
Yeah,
in this specific situation.
It really, yeah, you can rule it on the fly. I mean, really, with any check, it's like, okay, I roll a knowledge or I roll an investigation check to look for traps, and I rolled a 2, so I don't see anything, but I might still be scared of it. But it's like, well, how did I know
that's
I
fine.
got a bad check? So it doesn't matter to me. However you want to rule it. If you want to roll it and then just tell me, okay, you rolled my stealth, it's a secret number, and then you're just dealing with it, that's totally fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. The thing with like perception and stuff is you roll it, and yeah, you don't know, but you don't know that you don't know. With stealth, you know that you fail the stealth check if you get like a 2. So you know that anywhere you go, you're going to be caught, and it's completely pointless. So you are invisible, and I'll take that into account regardless of what you roll on your stealth check. But if you'll tell me your stealth modifier, I will roll it for you, and that's what I'll use to determine going forward as long as you're exploring.
I agree with that. I think that's a good plan, but I'm not the one exploring.
Okay.
And
well, I'm going to go ahead and roll it, and you get guidance.
Oh yeah, so give me guidance, and also my stealth is a +2, final bonus.
All right, I have made the stealth check.
Okay, and for important details, first I cast Mage Armor on myself, and when I cast that, I say, I know I already did it earlier, but I have magic words now. He says, "Morituri nullimus mori." Yeah, those are magic words. Okay, so now when he casts invisibility, he says, "Nunc et vides, nunc ne vides." And he shimmers away. There's magic words for these. In Baldur's Gate 3, every time you cast a spell, they actually say magic words if there's a verbal component.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
what the hell? How do they have magic words? Well, it's just Latin, and they just come up with something clever. So it just means something, you know, like I strike at thee, or whatever is appropriate to the spell. So what I just said in Latin is, now you see it, now you don't.
That's funny.
And that's the magic words for invisibility. So if you cast the spell in a Baldur's Gate game, the older ones do it too. They call them Latin spell chants. They just use Latin because, obviously, you know, I mean, it's kind of a Latin-based game, so you could be anything. It's a made-up language, but, you know, you might as well just use Latin. So they just use that. So yeah. So Big E's trying to use magic words. So invisible Big E. Can you here manage conditions and invisible? Yeah. That's where the level 2 spell slot. And Big E is going to walk up the stairs.
All right, walk up the stairs.
And he has Archie with him. And you guys can like follow behind, but just stay at a far enough distance where I can like motion you forward or whatever. Maybe I'll send Archie back to let you guys know when you can move up.
Okay.
And we probably should wrap up soon, but I at least want to like see the next room. If we stumble on a creature, or if I go through a few rooms, then we'll just go ahead and wrap up. But yeah, I want Big E just wants to freaking explore this place, and you guys don't have to just follow behind and watch me explore. You could do, follow with me if you want to check out something on your own. Basically, I want to like get to the room first, see if it's safe, and if it is, then you guys can come in, explore, whatever. Then I go. The only thing is, I just can't cast any spells until I'm done searching. Is my only restriction, but it's on for an hour, so I can pretty much explore almost the whole place.
However you want to do it, that's fine. But if we could see the next room and then go ahead and log.
Yeah, we'll definitely be wrapping up soon because I'm not prepared to go this far. What the hell?
Yeah, before we stumble into something that you have a chance to actually think about.
Yeah.
So next week, do you want to continue this because we're in like an exciting moment, like we did, or do you want to jump back to mine? Which I mean, it's also exciting.
We can jump back to yours.
Start a battle. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, we'll jump back to yours.
Okay, yeah, I like going back and forth because unless one of us needs time to prepare, it just keeps it fresh in our minds.
Yeah.
I can't wait to explore this castle, though.
This is like the worst design
seriously.
map in the entire game. The spot that it says this isn't a spoiler. The spot that it says it leads you to on the map and the spot that it says it leads you to in the text are two completely different routes.
Of course.
And I'm trying to figure out which one means which one is which. So I'm gonna have to look at the actual map.
We could end here. We could end with Invisible McGee sneaking upstairs into the darkness.
No, I wanna tell you where. Yeah, if you want to, because we're kind of wrapping up anyway. So that way it'll give me time to like study the maps and figure out where the hell it is.
Yeah, that would suck if you go, oh, okay, this is it,
Yeah.
and then we start going in the room, and then like we're in the room for a few minutes exploring, and then
And then
next
it's wrong.
session we're playing in it. Yeah. So as McGee walks up into the darkness, with Arky on his shoulders, and he goes, "Okay, guys, I'll check up ahead and make sure it's safe, and I'll send Arky back to let you guys know once it's clear." And then up he goes into the darkness.
Arena says, "Be careful. The
And
deeper
he
we go
says,
into this place, the more dark things will make themselves apparent." apparent. This is no normal castle. This is the castle of a demigod.
And Biggie says, I'm never careful about anything. And that's it. And then he
Good
walks
luck.
up into the darkness.
All right, guys. So who's
All right.
ready to go ahead and go the other way, jump in the wagon, and go on back?
There's no doubt.
You guys
Make
are
sure
like,
to burn the bridge.
yeah, the front door is not locked. Like, there's nothing there. You guys just walk out and you're like, okay, I guess we'll come back and get him tomorrow or something. Or he can come back and find us, I guess,
Exactly.
when he's done walking around. Hey, guys?
Oh no.
It's like when you drop your kids off at Grandma and Grandpa's and you have a little bit of time when you can do whatever the F you want. I'll say, okay, we got him. He's being taken care of. We're going to go and do all the things we want to do.
And then it ends with like a hard zoom out of Castle Ravenloft and the chee echoes into the cloudy sky.
All right, but yeah, that's all I've got for now. I'll make sure to look around and try and figure out what the heck is going on for
Awesome.
next week. But you guys are in there, so it's a dungeon crawl at this point, so there's no question of like getting you there. You're already there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun.
Good luck. But yeah, we'll play next game next week, and that'll give us a little break from certain
Oh, right.
doom.
Yeah, in
For-
my game,
maybe.
you're getting swarmed by specters. Yeah, you know, I realized they're specters. Do you guys remember in the Death House how we went to that top floor and how we fought that horrible thing that almost like one shot killed us, and then we chased it up into the attic? That specter. Yeah, that's what you guys are
Yes.
fighting, and there's like there's 5 of them. Or wait, no. I think you've only seen 4 so far. 5 shadows, 4 specters, and then 1 pillar that nothing has come out of yet.
Partridge in a pear
Yeah,
tree.
I've got turn undead. I'm fine.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
should be. Should be pretty.
I can handle specters. I'm good. I know what I can do. No, I don't.
They're low. They're pretty low health. It's just that their damage can be really high. It's a lower chance to hit, but if they
Yeah.
do, then it's kind of painful. But that's okay. You guys have your healing trick. Just go lock yourself in a mausoleum and for a couple hours, and then just everyone's max HP.
It really does seem like we shouldn't be allowed to do that, but it also does seem like, depending upon the place you're at, it should be able to do it.
It's like
depending,
necessary, but not. It's like feels cheating, but then also feels necessary.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I'll say this, I'm balancing for it. So to go for it, you know, feel free. If there's an opportunity where, like, you guys kill the specters, if you want to, go in a mausoleum and see. And if it's a problem, like, I could always have you get attacked by something, but maybe not. Maybe you haven't kicked the hornet's nest yet, and you can just go. I mean, it's not healing up your hit dice or anything else. The only thing it's doing is, and it's not refreshing your spell slots, only Zach's spell slots. So it's just it's just capping off your hit points. You know, it's really not that overpowered of a refresh. It really just keeps you guys alive so that you can, you know, like, you ever been in an RPG and you've been going through a really rough dungeon and you're pretty much out of all your, like, magical items and you're out of your mana and your spells and stuff, but you're able to just keep healing your hit points through some, you know, or maybe some item or something like that, and you're like, well, as long as I can just keep auto attacking and healing my hit points, then I'm fine. Yes, I can.
Yep.
So, okay, well, I'm going to end the
Exactly.
stream now. Thanks to everyone. That was a lot of fun. Really excited. I can't wait to explore the castle. And, yeah, this is probably where Big E's going to die. So, and I'll see you guys